The tape. We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep. Right. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Yep. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Thursday evening here inside the studio, or as we say around here, last show, best show. Got a lot of content that comes out on this network Monday through Sunday. Thursday nights are our favorite. We get to have fun. It's our last opportunity to come in here and fire off some takes as a fire weekend of college football comes again. I haven't used fire as an adjective like that in a fat minute. That felt really.
It's kind of getting phased out.
That felt really, what would the kids say, cringe? I felt really cringe just now. We got a great one for you, unless it doesn't happen here on a Thursday. We got Rate the Predictions here on a Thursday. And, of course, we've got Final Thoughts here on a Thursday and much, much more. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, okay? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Like, subscribe, rate, review. A lot of options here on a Thursday night. A lot of opportunities for people to go elsewhere. Let's make sure they find us, all right? We always like to use Thursday as an opportunity to get put in front of new people, right? Everyone that has a subscription has a lot of options to go places right now. Let's find those new people right now. And the only way we can do that is firing off in that chat and making sure we got a lot of those thumbs up buttons. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up right now. All right, let's get after it. We always start with the news around here, if you can call it that. Luke Fickell got the old, we ain't firing you yet.
Maybe we change the name of this of we can't hire anybody else.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Instead of the death sentence of approval death sentence, basically, we'll change this to the we ain't got no options.
Yeah. I always do this as
you ain't cheating, so you ain't got to leave just yet.
Yeah.
But you're kind of a bum that's sleeping on my couch. You better go pay some bills and make some money.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say this is more of the kiss of death for the following season of we believe in you for now. We love you for now. You are staying with us now, but next year, the first chance we get, we are firing you. Billy Napier had the same thing.
So other than a whole pack of Badgers that is Russell Wilson, The only famous Wisconsin fan / alum that I know of is Big Cat on Barstool, and pardon my take.
Didn't J.J. Watt go to Wisconsin?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think J.J. Watt's got I don't know if he really cares about Wisconsin football. And, by the way, whole pack of Central Michigan to Wisconsin right there. That ain't like born and bred Wisconsin guy. Now, T.J. Watt did.
Russell Wilson was NC State to
That's
Wisconsin.
what I'm saying. I say a whole pack of Badgers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of homegrown, true, I bleed Badger red out there in the world. And the only outspoken guy I know of about Badger football is Big Cat.
Yeah.
He is obviously not very happy about this. The athletic director basically was asked, what is the new definition of, how do you judge success? And his answer basically had nothing to do with wins and losses. It was a whole bunch of way of saying, we got to play tighter football games, and we just got to not be a laughing stock. And that's not – the standard for Wisconsin football is 8-4 for me. 8-4 with the occasional 1-5 year, 10-2. That's Wisconsin football for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about what it is for you guys. Is that unfair?
No, I don't think so.
Dude, they're getting out recruiting in the state of Wisconsin right now by Minnesota.
Shiny.
For the big boys, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
For the big, heavy offensive line, defensive linemen that program is predicated off of. Now, he did not help himself with start basically punting for the first 2 years. We've talked about this. That identity of that football program offensively did not match what Wisconsin should be. They were trying to be air raid at Wisconsin. That's like trying to run the triple option at Ohio State. It makes no sense. So there's that. I don't know what to think about this other than I guess Wisconsin will be open next year.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it's shaping up that way.
All right. Maybe he pulls one out. I don't know how. What are they recruiting? There is no way on God's green earth Wisconsin is inside the top 40 in 2026 recruiting. There's no way. If they are, I'll shut up. We'll keep it pushing on Luke Fickell. We'll wait for that payoff.
They are 63rd.
Yeah, he got to go. Because guess what? You know what it would cost to make them relevant immediately? A whole bunch of portal acquisitions, which costs money. Yes. A whole lot of money. Very weird. Also, is it worth talking about? I mean, we didn't put it in the show notes, but, obviously Josh Pate just linked Lincoln Riley to LSU.
Or linked him to potentially somewhere.
Yeah, he didn't really link.
If you're leaving USC, no offense, Florida Gator fans watching today, you're not leaving USC for Florida. You leave USC for LSU?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I just like.
If you're leaving Oklahoma, you're not leaving it for USC. You're leaving it for LSU.
Say what now?
If you're going to leave Oklahoma, you're leaving it for LSU, not USC.
What are you talking about?
Which is exactly what he did when he left Oklahoma.
What'd you just say?
If you're going to leave Oklahoma, you'd leave it for LSU, not USC.
No.
That's my
USC is a better program than Oklahoma. It's a better job than Oklahoma.
If you're going to leave Oklahoma, you would take LSU over USC is my point. My whole point is I don't think this guarantees that Lincoln Riley is going to LSU.
I'm just very where would he go then? If he's leaving USC, which is what Josh Pate indicated, where would he go?
There's plenty of great job openings right now. There's Florida.
That are better than USC?
He would I don't know.
That's for him to determine.
That's for Lincoln Riley to determine. I would have said that LSU's a better job than USC when he took it.
I would rank it LSU take an NFL job, Florida. In terms of possibilities.
Well, either way, it's never been.
If he is indeed leaving.
It's never been officially linked that Lincoln Riley was listed as a potential or has been rumored to go to LSU. I think the only thing that's coming up this was Josh Pate said, keep an eye on Lincoln Riley and USC.
And
that's what I'm saying. That could only mean like one or two things.
Which I know that LSU maybe not the most honest athletic department, considering that they said they were going to wait to hire an AD after they hired a football coach. They've already hired their AD. They chose the interim. So that's already one thing that they haven't stood 10 toes down on. But, they did say that they did not want to pour a whole bunch of money into their next head coach. I would imagine you would have to stroke a pretty large check to get Lincoln Riley to come to LSU. I think the bigger thing here is we keep getting in this conversation of Like, is Lane Kiffin actually going to go, or is he going to stay? If Lane Kiffin stays, if Dillingham stays, if Drinkowitz stays, if Matt Rule's already staying, like if all these guys elect to stay with their current program, who's to say one of these other programs doesn't say, hey, Lincoln Riley, just name your price, dude. Like, name your price. What would it take to get you out of USC? I think he'd be crazy. He has one of the best recruiting classes that he has right now since he's got there.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of money on that general manager out there that seems to be part of the reason why they have so much momentum right about now. It seems like they finally have things aligned at USC. Right? From a recruiting acquisition standpoint, they have a defensive pulse, right? Offensive future with Hassan Longstreet at quarterback. It would be weird. But like when he mentioned that at the end of that podcast yesterday and tweeted it out, it was like, oh, well, he's obviously talking about LSU.
I didn't take it as that at all.
I don't know. It very well could. I'm just saying, like,
it's just something to keep an eye on of Lincoln Riley. I mean, he could go to the NFL for a while. Like that was the big
maybe
rumor.
it's USC might become open.
Yeah, I think that was more the.
You mentioned another. Sorry to cut you off, Kirby. You mentioned another football coach in the midst of your, hey, all these guys are staying. Kenny Dillingham interrupted all of his position meetings yesterday. Walked in, said, hey, by the way, guys, I'm gonna be here next year. So whatever you're hearing right now about me maybe going to Auburn, it's fugazi. Let's go back to work.
And that immediately got hit with the. Let's not forget, Nick Saban once said he wasn't taking the Alabama job.
Yeah. To the media, though.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, it wasn't in front of your own players.
Hey, Bobby P left letters in the Falcons' lockers.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, all
back in the day when you had to, you think they printed them out? Did they have like wholesale print out 100 copies of this?
I'm sure they did.
You think so?
I would be shocked if Bobby
P was sending out handwriting all of them. Highly doubt it.
I don't think Bobby Petrino wrote 53 personalized handwritten letters.
No.
Probably not.
No.
Can't see that one.
Probably didn't even sign them.
Yeah,
but no,
I guarantee you at the top it said "Dear Player." It didn't even say the "Dear."
To whom
name.
it may concern.
Yeah.
Rise up.
Oh man, the amount of people that fell for the Silverfield cat from Memphis going to Arkansas today. The amount of people that fell for that fake news story.
Well, it was weird because it first got reported that he was like the favorite to do so.
Yeah, by an actual reporter.
Yeah.
Which this is a weird thing. I think it's because a lot of these reporters are also now like I'm pretty sure Brent is sponsored by BetMGM.
Yeah,
BetMGM because he works with On3. Mm-hmm. So I think there is a mutual alignment of reporters now reporting on gambling odds of next job openings, which is very peculiar. It seems like that reporter is reporting, but he's really not. He's just reporting the lines that Vegas has now put out,
right?
Which I have no earthly idea how these Vegas folks put out betting lines on coaching candidates.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Honest to God, I'd trust the message boards better. I trust the flight trackers better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I was going to say, I think head coaching odds are one of the few instances where it's not, I got to trust Vegas here. It's one of the few things where I don't really trust Vegas in that scenario. Mm-mm. It's more so let's get a gauge on what the media is saying.
You hit the nail on the head, though, with I wonder who these guys are going to hire because, it was getting to a point where it felt like Kenny Dillingham was the star child that they wanted to hire out there in Auburn. Mm-hmm. And now he's like, ain't going out there.
I'm okay.
Now they've you know what they've done? Now they've turned to Eli Drinkowitz. Hey, he was here as a quarterback coach that one time with Cam Newton. Yeah, let's do that. Tigers. He'll go from the Missouri Tigers to the Auburn Tigers. Don't see it?
I could see it, but
would you leave Missouri for Auburn? Boy, I gotta take this. Going to take the folks in Cuomo off today.
Not in the state those programs.
Not for security purposes.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to schmooze those Auburn boosters. I don't think I'd be very good at that.
I don't know. Drinkowitz seems like a good hang, though.
Yeah, for that kind of crowd, I would imagine.
He seems like a good hang.
You think his camo cargo shorts and Crocs will fit in at the white tent tailgate down there?
I'm sure there's a lot of Auburn fans that love them some camo.
Yeah, dude. Auburn fans
I didn't see a scent or a lick of camo down there in Auburn land.
Well, to be fair, usually not something you wear in public a whole lot, but I'm sure it wouldn't be.
Brother, the folks who wear camo all the time.
I mean,
how are you going to see it if they are wearing camo, though? I thought the whole point of camouflage was you can't see it.
All right.
We taking peeks this weekend, boys?
Let's take some peeks.
Hey, I want to take a minute to make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button. And we'll take a minute later for our friends over at Sleeper. All right. That's a double shout down or a double shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. They get name shout out now, and they'll get promo code Brooks shout out a little bit later. Double shouts to the friends over at Sleeper. What are you guys taking a peek at this weekend? These are college football playoff impactful storylines that you're paying close attention to. For example, I'm paying very close attention to how Dante Moore looks this weekend against Iowa. Didn't look great against Indiana. It's looked good in some slop, against Rutgers. And then I think they played, Wisconsin in a rainstorm out there at the home field in Autzen. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what he looks like on the road this weekend against an Iowa defense that is predicated on confusion, right? Mm-hmm. Predicated on you're not trusting what you're seeing, or better yet, even making you compete into tight windows when you do trust what you're seeing, right? So very curious to see what that looks like. And I think whether or not they win, if they win with him looking not necessarily confident, I don't know how I feel about their future prospects. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're 13 games in, or at this point we're going to be 10 games in this weekend, and like a good 17 games into his starting career if you date back to all the UCLA stuff. So we're getting a much larger sample size now. And there's not a lot of sample size against quality opponents. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'll be very, very curious to see what this looks like this weekend.
I'm going to be taking a peek at Florida versus Kentucky because I just want to –
Me too.
I want to see how Florida's going to do this. Have you seen this? Have you seen the injury report?
Both injury reports.
4 starting wide receivers, Brooks, out. Who the heck are you going to throw the ball to? I want to see how they're about to do this. I want to see how either of these programs are going to do this.
Boy, it's going to be the Michael Sturdivant show, y'all.
It just might be. So I want to see what this freaking looks like for these programs.
Jay, well, you and I had the exact same note about this. That injury report is fat, not just for Florida, for both of these
both
teams.
sides.
We're gonna go out there and see like who is playing right now. What is the roster? Everyone talks about college football fans. It's hard to know which players are playing for your team now because there's so much overturn. It's gonna damn sure feel that way if you're a Kentucky or a Florida fan because half of the roster is gonna be sitting on the sidelines nursing wounds.
You know who's got some Saban in him? Got a little Kirby in him?
Who?
That boy, Kirk Cignetti. Have you read a Kirk Cignetti quote with regards to injury reports?
No.
Oh, he got a tweak. He got an ankle. So-and-so got some lungs. So-and-so's got an ear. What's Elijah Surratt going through, Coach? Oh, he was limited last game. Didn't have a single catch last week for this football team. He's got a tweak.
This is the way.
We're expected to get him back. We're hopeful, got a tweak. So I'm very curious to see what's going on with Elijah Surratt this week. I've been talking about it a good bit, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, they skull drug Maryland last week with no Surratt. Mm-hmm. He was on the field but didn't get a touch.
It is going to be interesting. I also have that I'm taking a peek at what does that offense look like against, while have not been a good opponent this season, a formidable roster in Penn State. So I'm taking a peek there as well. What does that offense look like? Another team I'm taking a peek at, or another game I'm going to take a peek at, is this Clemson and Florida State game.
You keep hyping this one.
I'm interested.
You keep coming back to this.
I said I was going to take a peek at this one.
I think
hate watching.
I think it's a very even matchup at this point of the season. It's an even matchup of two bad teams.
You're uni watching is what you're doing. Those are two bad football teams that have good program brands.
Right. That's why it's interesting.
I'm just Dabo crash out watching at this point. That's
so
what I'm
hoping
hate
for.
Watching. I don't know if I classify that as hate watching, but watching Dabo Swinney get red face, kind of funny to watch.
It will be interesting just to see how bad the quality of football is.
Because, Dabo Swinney in this moment, as we've seen, he is very emotional and he is very vocal about his feelings about how things are going right now. Mike Norvell, on the other hand, he just kind of stands there with his arms crossed and it's like, just got to get to next year. Just got to keep going.
So the last Miami home game was, I think, the Stanford game at home.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That aligned with our bye week. So I'm sitting in here just mainlining football. Just got it up all over the place. What?
No, give your take. I want to give one after this.
I mean, I'm mainlining football, and I'm looking up, and it's 7-7, Miami and Stanford at the half. And they go to show Carson Beck and the Miami Hurricanes running into the half. And I look up, and I see more turquoise in that stadium than anything else. And if y'all don't know Hard Rock Stadium, the seats are turquoise or whatever that dolphin blue is, whatever that, I'm not color palette strong, whatever that is. All I see is that. There had to have been 10,000 people there, 12,000 people there. And I had Sunday reaction show the next day. I immediately wrote down, no wonder they come out snoozing all the time. They ain't got a damn home field advantage worth a damn. Guys, this is a 28.5 point spread against a Laxbro-led Syracuse Orangeman team. Over under 14,000 people that are going to be in this stadium.
I'm gonna go over that. I think you'll get half capacity.
I'm gonna take a peek.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm
worth a
gonna take
look.
a peek at just how ugly and gruesome. My question is, apart from taking them out on the town Friday night and getting them belligerently drunk as a 19-year-old, 18-year-old, what do you do on a recruiting visit in Miami?
I have no
Honest to
idea.
God, how do you go watch a football game like that and be like, yep, I can't wait to get hyped for this for 7 of my home games a year?
Well, after you're taking
Point
out
at Michael Irvin and say, look how juicy these guys are for the U, man.
Also, after you're taken out on the town for a night of extracurriculars, you're immediately handed a duffel bag of more cash than you've ever seen in your life.
But what you were getting at, and specifically for that Stanford game, because their season was completely intact at that point, I was so frustrated watching that game and seeing the empty stadium because for the longest time, all we've heard Miami fans talk about is we're back. This program is back. We're going to be one of the best programs in the country. Just you wait. Mario Cristobal going to get us back. And he finally does. Finally gets you undefeated halfway through the season. Looks like maybe you have a national title contender and y'all don't show up for the team. Y'all don't even back up your own talk by at least going to the games. It's ridiculous. It made me so frustrated. Have no right to complain about where your team is ranked right now when you don't even care enough to go sit in the stands and watch them.
And it's going to be even worse this weekend.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, they are. I mean, we can sit here and say all we want about them right now in terms of a negative with regards to their fan base because they damn sure ain't in this chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where Albert
And we
at?
had them. We had them. The first 3 weeks, boy, were they up in here pounding their chest, man. Ain't to be seen now.
Yeah, do not see them in the chat anymore.
And I guarantee you ain't going to see them this weekend.
No.
And I'm going to take a peek to confirm.
Yeah, another game I'm taking a peek on, and this team is on my automatic take a peek throughout the rest of this season. It's Notre Dame. Just because of what they did last year, of how they lost an inexplicable game to an unranked opponent, I think every now and then we have to check in on Notre Dame. It's like, hey, you're still beating that unranked team? Okay, good. Just taking a peek, just making sure you're handling business because that's all they have to do to be a college football playoff team. If we look in, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Navy's up by a score or this is a close game. We might have to start having talks about Notre Dame, but they're definitely worth taking a peek right now.
I got 2 Big Ten teams that I'm taking a peek at this weekend, and they're playing 2 really bad Big Ten teams. USC versus Northwestern, Washington versus Wisconsin. The main reason why I want to pay attention to these 2 teams, or at least check in on them, see how they're doing, is because both of these teams play Oregon, and we've talked about Oregon this week of you cannot lose either of these games moving forward. Like, you cannot lose a game on the remainder of your schedule. Just want to get a gauge at like where those 2 teams are going to be at heading into their matchups against Oregon. I know it's late in the year and you are who you are, so really nothing's going to change from this game and the time that they play Oregon. But really just so paying attention, like, man, if this is a beat-up squad by the time they go into Oregon and they had to beat, like if Washington had to beat Wisconsin by 3 points, might be turning the heat down just a little bit on Washington's chances against Oregon, things like that.
Oh, man.
What?
Todd McShay must listen to the show.
Oh, he gave the Norse take.
He did.
He gave the Norse take.
Theft. Thievery.
And then you know what else he did? Well, I
Went
think
viral for it.
I think his was geared in a different direction. He also tweeted that Miami's getting ready to throw a bag at a quarterback. So I think his is, okay, who could they be trying to throw a bag at to like say, hey, one, return like Carson Beck did, come back for another year like Cam Ward did. Lenore Sellers definitely fits this description. So his, I think, is more geared towards who could they sway to come back who's really talented, who they would want to throw a bag at. Ours was geared in a different direction of, Lenore, please save your career. Please do something. Like, can't finish it out there. We want to make sure that you succeed.
I like the take of theft of take.
Hey,
Boys,
benefit of the doubt,
on Friday night, the squares are going to be paying attention to Northwestern USC. The real playoff action is going to be Tulane and Memphis. You hear me right now? That's the one I'm going to be taking a peek at on Friday night. Both of them kick off at 9 o'clock.
I just realized, you call me a square?
No.
I said I was taking a peek at that game.
I mean, you are a square, but you're going to be with me, so I'm going to make sure you're doing it right.
I'll bring my own screen.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nah, you're gonna be watching Tulane in Memphis. Which, by the way, again, we got another guy coming into the chat. Silverfield has not taken that Arkansas job. Those are Tulane burner accounts, which might have won the internet today. Tulane burner accounts making people think Silverfield has taken that job. I don't think Silverfield is he's up for these jobs according to Brent McMurphy's gambling odds at BetGM. Has not taken it yet. Okay. I got some more. I got 3 more. Y'all out?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
I've got one more.
Okay. What you peeking at?
Well, you've got 3.
Okay.
I've got
Okay.
one.
Let's teeter-totter here.
There we go.
If Texas Tech is really 11 points better than the second best team in that conference in the form of BYU, we got to talk about them like for real. For real. We also got to talk about how Kenny Dillingham and Arizona State were robbed of a playoff team because Sam Leavitt couldn't stay healthy.
I don't know about that one.
That's a take.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, they were the only football team to summon enough to smack Texas Tech at home. And then Texas Tech going to go on lambasting the rest of the conference, Jonathan.
Yeah, but we can't use transit.
I know Sam Leavitt and Arizona State struggled the first 3 weeks up out of the blocks, even before he got hurt.
Yeah, we can't use transitive property there. I mean,
say-
that team lost to Mississippi State.
Hey.
I say that because
We don't speak for us. I can use the transitive property however I see fit to best agree with my arguing points.
Sure.
And I will allow you to do as much.
Well, I'm not going to.
The
I don't
only
think it's an
reason why I
effective
say
argument.
that is because even when Sam Leavitt was healthy, it was 3-point win over Baylor, 3-point win over TCU. Then they get drilled by Utah because they had Jeff Sims in. So, yes, when Leavitt was healthy, they did beat Texas Tech, but I think they were kind of – like they lost to Houston with Leavitt.
This is how I know he and I disagree. Did you let an audible ugh when he mentioned a TCU loss?
No, not the TCU loss.
What did
They
you
beat
ugh?
TCU.
Yeah, okay.
The 3-point Baylor win.
Oh, you ugh that one?
Not very good win. That team got ran through by Auburn.
Sawyer Robinson and the Big Mother Chucker offense.
They could get you on any day.
That's what I'm saying.
right?
Very gettable.
But they made Auburn's offense look like they were
Not
about to be
gettable for playoff
unstoppable.
teams.
Yeah, well, Auburn's offense, the moment they got done, you know how many texts? Y'all were with me, I think, weren't you? Wasn't that a Friday night football game?
Mm-hmm.
Auburn Baylor. Mm-hmm. Someone was with me. I was getting text messages from like 5 or 6 coaches in the league saying that ain't gonna work. Nobody thought that was gonna happen. Like consistently be successful.
And they were right,
offense.
but Baylor certainly made it look like.
But Baylor also was the first one to have to wear it.
Oh,
you know
I
what
agree.
I mean? Have to defend it.
I know.
And then after that, it was like, all right, the bag's out. They're going to quarterback Jet Reed us 12 times today.
We're getting bogged down.
We
Arizona
are.
State's not a playoff team.
No, they're not. But I'm saying, I think they got robbed of a potential 2B1 because Leavitt was not.
They
consistently
certainly
healthy.
could have pushed and made it interesting potentially.
I'll be taking a peek at whoever James Madison hires next. Because I think old Bob Chesney is going to get himself a job.
Related to Kenny Chesney?
No, unfortunately not. But that Kenny Chesney catalog full of bangers. So much so he had his own Sirius XM radio station. We
Still
found
does
out.
to this day.
Still does? That's still around, huh?
Oh, yeah. No Shoes Radio? Come on, man.
You sound like an expert.
Daily listener.
Damn.
Are you guys serious?
But here's the real deal. They just can't hide money.
Free trial. All right.
Can't
Free
hide
trial.
money. Oh, okay.
Free trial.
Okay. Here's why I'm taking a peek, okay? Now, not every coach that leaves James Madison is a success, but every coach at James Madison is a success and is leaving. The last 3 of them. Mike Houston was there 4 years, took the job at East Carolina for 5, ultimately just got fired. All right, first year under their new head coach out there. Kirk Cignetti was obviously there, went to Indiana, huge success.
Yep.
Right? Bob Chesney, not related to Kenny, I don't believe, but up for big-time jobs soon. If he doesn't leave this year, he will probably leave soon. They've won 19 games over their first 23 starts under Chesney. So big-time football coaching, producing program. And maybe it's just one of those automatic pick and stick, that program wins. So maybe if you're Buster Faulkner, you take that job.
Yeah. That seems like a little too
Yeah, I
far
think
down of a step,
Buster
right?
Faulkner could get a better head coaching job.
I mean, but what is a better head coaching job right now in terms of if the path for Buster is take a mid-major job, then you get a Power 4 job. That's what I'm presenting to you.
I think there's enough.
So you have to maybe look at Tulane, USF if they leave, and then maybe James. I'm just saying this one spits him out. It seems for the last 12 years at James Madison, you will win.
Yeah, it's a fair argument.
So there's that. The last thing I'm taking a peek at. What does Bama look like after a week off? And having just got done being able to take a breath from that insane stretch.
This isn't a taking a peek game, though. This is a mainstream game.
This is you're watching this game. This
Surely we're not going to be just checking in like, oh, Bama LSU one-score game right now. Good thing we have Hawaii on right now.
Hey, you know I love my fighting bows, Jonathan.
Oh, they're going to be the late-night slot?
Who they got this week?
I could tell you in 2 seconds.
They had San Jose State last week, and I think the Spartans
San Diego State at home.
Ooh. The Aztecs?
Mm-hmm.
We got the Aztecs and the Rainbow Warriors going at it.
Yeah.
Buddy, must-watch television. Who needs the second half of the Alabama-LSU game? You know what I mean? Guys, we have already made our predictions at this point in the week. Let's circle back on these and see if you've changed your mind, thoughts, comments, concerns, opinions on these football games. Let's start out there in Cuomo with Texas A&M and Missouri. 3:30 kick. I like Texas A&M by a couple of scores. And the only thing that creates any type of concern is Mizzou's pass rush. My question, though, ultimately about this football game, not really an analysis point, just a hot take. I think this might be the most aesthetically unpleasing football game that we have all year.
Aesthetic from the type of game?
I mean, buddy, from the type of game that Missouri is going to try to make it, the type of jersey combinations that we got going on, the fact that half of the time that we watch this football game, most of the TV screen is going to be consumed by a construction site. This will be the most unesthetically pleasing football game we watch all year. Close second, Missouri-Vandy a week ago.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
2 weeks ago.
As far as this game goes, I feel rather confident that Texas A&M is going to win, but I'm not going to be so high on rating the prediction because I do think that Missouri has shown the ability to play good enough defense to keep these games close. And maybe like late in the game, they get one of those weird bounces that goes their way, and they're able to pull this game out. So I'm going to put it at like a 3.1 in favor of Texas A&M, a 3.1 out of 5. The remaining balance in favor of Missouri's defense just potentially having a dominating game.
Yeah, I feel pretty sound that Missouri doesn't have the tools necessarily to win this game. They'll make things interesting. I had Texas A&M winning it. I feel fairly confident that I've got it at 2.5.
I had it at 3.79 on A&M's side. I think I want to bump that up to about 4.2. LSU, the Tigers, going on the road to Alabama to place the Crimson Tide inside Bryant-Denny Stadium on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. I think Alabama is a team on a mission, and LSU is a team with players on side quests.
Yeah. It pretty much sums it up right there.
Yep. I think it's tight early and a lay down the cards in the second half. You guys play spades?
Every now and then.
No, I was more of a rummy guy.
You guys ever play pitch? Okay, so in both of those card games, when everybody knows somebody's got a dominant hand, you just lay them bitches down. You just lay them down. This is going to be a lay them down third and fourth quarter. Hey, we put up a good fight. Go lay it down. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be in the second half. Doesn't surprise me neither of you played spades. No offense.
Fair enough. I'm fairly confident that Bama is going to win this game. LSU, no matter how great LSU's defense has been, and they're going to be without Whit Weeks, I believe, again this week, and that seems to be hindering this defense.
1-3 without Whit Weeks.
Yeah, so he's been a very crucial player for them and a very crucial absence as well. So without him this weekend, I like Alabama even more. The offensive liability that LSU has been so far this year, there's just no way I think they're going to be able to score enough points and keep Ty Simpson in that wide receiver room out of the end zone enough to where they could pull off this upset on the road. I'm going to put this one at like a 4.2 in favor of Bama.
Yeah, LSU winning this game is going to require Alabama's offense turning the ball over and basically at their own red zone every time for LSU to score enough points to win. I don't really see that happening. I have this at a 4.5.
You know who's a real sicko that might need to go to a meeting sometime soon? The person that's drinking Evan Williams eggnog. That person needs to go to a meeting. Woo! I'm telling you. Green label too, brother.
Evan Williams peach is clutch, though. Give that.
Oregon on the road to play the Hawkeyes this weekend, 3:30 p.m. Hey, the kids are safe, boys. The kids are safe. And you know why? Because Kirk Herbstreit had the audacity to say that Iowa is going to win this football game.
Really?
Yep. Went on Pat McAfee and said not only is Iowa going to win because it's a November game at Iowa, but had this game been at night, automatic Iowa Hawkeye win. Automatic Hawkeye win. I'm telling you right now, 4.99 out of 5 confidence. We get a big grit from Dan Lanning postgame in this one.
We got to hold him to this, though. Like when it comes to Saturday, College Game Days doing the predictions, he better pick Iowa, all right? We can't be doing side quest predictions where I'm not going to say it on national television the day of all the games, but I'll go on the sideshow and say, oh, yeah, Iowa.
Honest to God, I'm just glad the kids are safe.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
I keep going back and forth with this game because Oregon is the better team. Oregon is certainly the more balanced team in this one. And usually that's the way I would lean pretty heavily in these types of matchups. But Iowa's really well. They do it better than anybody because it's named after Iowa. I mean, they just, for some reason, they just find a way where the defense is like, yep, you're scoring 17 points today. We'll figure out offense eventually maybe. I don't know. Maybe we discover it. I have no idea.
Iowa, my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt.
The first time Iowa discovers offense will be like the first time caveman figured out fire. Like, ooh,
game changer! Oh my gosh,
offense!
We can score points too.
But
me make big offense.
I said Oregon would win. I think I'm gonna rate it at like I'd go a 3.4, honestly.
Yeah, I've got Oregon at a 3.5 here. There's always that scenario, like you said, Jay Will, of Iowaing this thing up. Iowa is the Tom Brady of Iowaing, so there's that. But I don't think that this is the game to do it. I think that Oregon, having lost that one game to Indiana, is going to be on high alert for the remainder of the season. They're not coasting. They're going to come in and look for a win in this game.
BYU at Texas Tech. Shame on Big Noon kickoff. They should make this big 11 a.m. local kickoff.
But this isn't Big Noon kickoff.
This isn't Fox. This is ESPN.
This is Big 12.
I know, but they have a Fox deal as well. They split it between ESPN and Fox, if I'm not
I just
mistaken.
figured Big Noon Kickoff was designated for Big 10. Like
that could
name.
be correct.
That name.
That could be correct.
I don't know. But yeah,
so
screw them.
Who shot blame
Screw them
for this?
for
Who
this.
shot blame for this top 10 noon kick?
I don't know.
11 a.m.
But I'm
local
mad at
in
somebody.
Lubbock. 11 a.m. local in Lubbock. Who should I blame for that one? Who's
don't
getting
know.
it? You know, I got community noted for the first time ever yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because I was going viral for hating on ESPN and YouTube TV because all my homies hate the Gold Diggers. And it was basically, the community note was, this is Disney's fault, not ESPN or not YouTube TV. This is ESPN's fault, or this is Disney's fault.
Well, that's basically the same thing.
Both of you money hungry, and I'm tired of it.
You know what? This is who we're mad at. We're mad at, it's all because it took away the tortillas. If the tortillas were still in play, this would be a night game.
This is why I love Kalani Sitake, because even he, if you don't know who that is, he's the 8-0 head football coach at BYU. He's on pace to win 10 games for the 4th time in 7 years. Kalani Sitake even said this. This is a crying shame that they don't let him throw the tortillas out on the field anymore.
So he took Texas Tech swag out, and now it can't be a night game. It's got to be a noon game.
They still got the bell ringer, Jonathan.
Oh, my God. The bell ringer is amazing.
Whoa. Let me see how that looked.
I don't think you.
Meanwhile, I think this is a kind of a toss-up matchup. This has potential to be one of the games of the week. It's already being labeled as that, but it could be one of the closer ones. I've got this at a 1.5 in Texas Tech's favor right now.
Ooh.
I have changed my feeling on this game a little bit, but I'm going to save that for final thoughts. So I said that Texas Tech was going to win this game. It is the least confident that I am in this game of all these games that we're rating. I'm going to put this as a confidence meter of a 1.8 in favor of Texas Tech. But I do have some feelings that have changed about this matchup.
I picked BYU with the points, but Texas Tech outright. The more and more I watch film, the more and more I think about this football game, the more and more I want to pick BYU outright. Give me BYU outright. 0.01 out of 5.
0.01.
Real firm on that prediction. By the way, don't think that clip's not going to live in infamy forever. That one was not my best. I mean, honestly, good impersonation.
Pretty accurate.
Probably really accurate. And the side-by-side's really going to save me from any corporate lashings there.
It's one of the more iconic college football clips ever, for sure.
For sure.
It's the best. Smile on your face, ringing that thing.
Oh, dude, he was getting after
The one he's like,
it. He was doing what now?
have you not seen that one?
He got another one
We
going
played it
viral?
on the show.
Yeah.
You said the one smile. I've only seen the one.
Which one are you thinking of? The older clip or the newer
The
clip?
older clip.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a newer one where the guy's like smiling at the camera doing it.
Oh, no.
The older one
is
is way better, though.
The older
one
one
is-
is
that guy's
way
like-
better. The older one, that guy has no idea what's about to happen to him in terms of the virality of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it again.
That one might have taken a few years to take off, though. I mean, I don't know how big social media was at that point in time.
Yeah. No,
That
he
might-
probably had no idea. That's
That
what
might
I'm
have
saying.
been a 5-year blossom of like, whoa.
That's no different than the redheaded ball boy for Florida State.
Oh, for sure.
Like that guy
Red
had
Lightning?
no idea. Yeah, Red Lightning had no idea what was going down until later on.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
You watching him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the bell ringer. This show is off the rails already. It's a Thursday, baby. Lock in, dog. Lock in, dog. You thought it was crazy. How about unless it doesn't happen?
Ooh,
Shall
there
we?
we go.
Shall we break it off? Let's do it. Boys, I was all over my Yukon Huskies this offseason. I don't know if
Weren't you all over this offseason?
Yeah, this man
My
loved
gosh.
everyone.
Oh, man.
This guy drafted like 17 teams in college football this year and said they're all his.
They're mine. They were my Yukon Huskies.
And none of them have done. By the way, none
look,
of them have done well.
Pros batting
Shut up.
like
They're
180.
6-3. They're 6-3, and they're about to be 7-3 because the home field Huskies hammer the Devils in Hartford. UConn splatters Duke inside Pratt and Whitney Stadium. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Duke, also one of Brooks' teams.
Yeah, playoff Dukies. Playoff Duke Blue Devils.
they
Bought way too much Darian Minson
They
stock.
Dookied
Still
on
holding it, though. Guys got a chance. Guys got a chance to be Jordan Love, who I constantly want to call Bryce Love.
I mentioned it earlier about the injury report out there for Kentucky versus Florida, but I'm specifically talking about the Florida Gators. 4 starting wide receivers out. Already kind of lacking offense right now, even with those guys healthy. It's kind of been a struggle. DJ Lagway, not the most accurate, consistent quarterback. So I am going to propose something to you, Billy Gonzalez.
A toast?
I think that this is the right way. I think this is how you should run offense. In fact, Kentucky once ran offense for an entire game like this, was relatively successful. Jaden Baugh in the Wildcat the entire 4 quarters, give him 45 carries, and let's see what happens. Let's see if you can make a win happen. It's going to happen. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Little wild ball action.
Yes.
We love ball.
A little Lynn Bowden shout-out, if
We
you will.
love ball.
All right.
A little Randall Cobb shout is what I thought you were going with right
Let's
there.
go ahead and start swinging here.
That was like a 7-game stretch when Lyndon Bowdle had to become a quarterback.
Yeah, it was like the final 5 games. It was like,
And
well,
about
I think he went 3-2.
he won a bowl game.
Yeah,
he was
I remember that.
that's how they ran offense against Georgia in that Yuck Fest game.
Drafted by the Raiders, by the way.
Oh, how'd that work out?
Not good.
Oh,
How does it usually work out? Anywho, there's a team
Brock
that
Bowers though, dude, you'll be all right.
needs to have a good game.
Certified ball knowers.
One of the top teams in college football is playing on Saturday in a game that virtually no one has talked about. It is a game that has a rich amount of history in college football lore. One of the most famous fan engagement and win for that fan moments in college football history. See, the look on my host's face right now tell me that they don't even know which game I'm referring to, which shows you just how slept on this game is. But sleep no more, because the Purdue Boilermakers are going to hand the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes their first loss, and it will be done in Indiana. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I'm trying to think what I'll do if that happens. What would you do, Jonathan?
Well, I was about to say this. I think this is the biggest point spread of the entire weekend.
It's got to be, what, 47?
I think it's 40.
Yeah.
Word?
I think it's like 39.
Yeah, it's got 42
You just
to
got to
7 written all
believe.
over
You
it.
just got to believe.
Let me
guys.
check.
You don't believe that.
It's 30 and a half.
You don't believe that at all.
I believe it. I wouldn't have just given such a fiery take if I didn't.
Good on you, dude. Good on you.
Have we humiliated Hugh Freeze enough?
Never.
No.
Never.
Okay. Just making sure. DJ Durkin? More like DJ Duncan on the doors. All right. How about Auburn with an offensive explosion on the head top of the Vanderbilt Commodores? Auburn rolls this weekend. You heard it here first. Unless it doesn't happen.
Let me get in on some of this action because I also have that.
Come on.
The Auburn Tigers are taking down the Vanderbilt Commodores this Saturday, and DJ Durkin is their new head coach. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't
There
happen.
you go.
That's
Now
how
we're
you do it
talking.
unless
Now
it
we're
doesn't happen.
talking.
I got to write this one out. Give me 1 second.
J-Will, you got one?
Oh, do I have one? Yes, I have one.
DJ DKAK. If you know, you know.
We have teams fighting for playoff spots at this very moment. Late in the season, just a few weeks left. You got to take it now or you can kiss it goodbye. We have an all-time playoff matchup happening this weekend. It's not even in the main slot. Nobody's talking about it. I think there's more people talking about Ohio State versus Purdue now than there are this game.
Oh, come on.
So let me go ahead and tell you, there's going to be a team that is putting a firm grasp on a playoff spot, a team that is on the outside looking in, and they're an underdog. Navy taking down Notre Dame.
Yes.
The 7-1 Navy midshipmen taking down Notre Dame, kicking them out of the playoff. They plant their flag. They're going to the playoffs. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Wow.
It is a playoff
It's
battle.
a 28.5 point spread.
It is a playoff battle.
It's a 28.5 point spread, boys.
Cool.
Sayonara, Notre Dame. Firmly grasped.
Hey, random note here. Random note. I know this is a national hour, but random note. Have y'all seen what Jerry Mack's doing at Kennesaw State?
Yeah, they're
I know-
winning
I know
games.
he's- 13-12 against Wake Forest. Got their brains beat in by Indiana. They've gone 6-0 in conference at Kennesaw State. Now, this was like a middling 500 program that was running the triple, trying to go from FCS to FBS, making the transition. They fire Brian Bohannon. To the question of a lot of people, myself included, when they fired Brian Bohannon, I was like, I don't know about that. That's like out of nowhere. And the way that they did it drew a lot of ugly, ugly tweets and comments and questions about what's going on at Kennesaw State. This guy, who had no head coaching experience prior to this, was a running backs coach in the NFL and had some experience as a position coach and an OC in college football. This guy's won 6 straight football games. And by the way, not like eking them out, like randomly winning games. This dude's like on the verge of winning a conference. And it's broken a lot of things for me in terms of like immediate success, but also rebuilding from a triple. Rebuilding from a triple option into a random or a standard modern offense is one of the hardest things in coaching I've ever thought to do, because I've not only gone through it, but I watched it happen at Georgia Tech, and it was not easy. This guy's done it in 1 year. I just wanted to, I know it's a very like goofy segment we do here every Thursday, but this guy deserves flowers, and I deserve the right to kind of point at myself and go, hey, buddy, you didn't know what you were talking about in February, which, by the way, it was that late into the process. They fired Brian Bohannon in like January, February. And so this happening, good football coach, good football team, good football program, should be good.
It's a shame they don't get to be rewarded with a bowl game at the end of this season.
Yeah, because of the moving up.
Got to give. I think it's 5 years. Is it?
I don't know if it's
think
that
it's-
long. I hope not.
Kirby.
This is a different, unless it doesn't happen. This isn't game related. This isn't score related, play related, outcome related. We've kind of made jokes and alluded to this being a talking point during the season or during this week. The Oregon Ducks are going to travel to Iowa to face the Hawkeyes this Saturday, and Kinnick Stadium is known for a tradition where after the first quarter, everyone in the stadium, including the Iowa fans, it's after the first quarter. After one of the quarters. I'm pretty sure it's the first, but for safety's sake, we'll say one of the quarters. The fans all turn to the Children's Hospital and wave, and we've kind of made jokes that, like, boy, I hope I hope Dan Lanning and Oregon don't do anything with this and they should, play it nicely. I'm here to say the Oregon Ducks will also participate in the Kinnick wave. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. Because Dan Lanning is a psychopath, but he's not a monster.
Good guy Dan Lanning take.
Known good
We love
guy.
that.
Dan Lanning's a psychopath, but he's not a monster.
Yeah.
What a great way to sign off on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look through my DMs right quick. Do you have any more?
I do. I was going to wait on this one because I know that one of these is on your slate, but I was going to take some of the action and double it.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off instead.
Please do.
Just when you think you know what's going to happen, college football always finds a way to flip things back upside down and back into chaos.
Yes, please.
I think there's a conference that certainly can be labeled as this. One where it's like, oh, well, we know the teams that are in contention. It seems like we know which teams are going to be going to a conference championship right now. We have a good idea of who likely is going to be representing this conference in a playoff this year. Well, I think it all gets turned to crap, and you gotta restart on your playoff brackets because Louisville going down, Virginia going down as well. Unexpected loss this week for both of them. It's open back up, ladies and gentlemen. The ACC open for business.
I mean, I don't play a lot of poker, but I'm sitting over here ace-king suited in the form of Virginia going down, Demon Deacons deconstructing the Cavs' dreams right here, ace-king suited. Little I know, you sitting over there holding pocket rockets? Mm-hmm. What you doing on me?
I told you. I gave you a warning. I tried. I tried to let you know.
Aaron Murray distracted me mid-show.
At least it's good people distracting you.
God, I don't want no smoke, though.
No.
We've been talking a lot of Badger football tonight. All Lukey Fickle needed was just a vote of confidence. That's all. All he needed was the AD to say, you know what, I believe in you, man. 10.5-point dogs on the road, or at home, rather, against the Huskies, Washington style. I might be pro UConn Huskies, but I'm down on the UW. Give me Wisconsin. Just an absolute stroke. Give me Wisconsin. Badgers roll. You heard it here first.
That could be. Hey, I just need the brass to believe.
I hope
in me.
this happens just for the fact that you have to clip that and post it.
Yeah.
Give me the Wisconsin.
Sounded like the Tasmanian devil.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Or Nate Frazier running the ball. One or the other. I'm good. Y'all good?
Yeah, that's all I've got for unless it doesn't happen.
Man. Yeah. Oh, boys, we do it every single week. If you're watching us on upload right about now and you're not watching our live shows, you should, all right? We're live Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock here on the network. We got Week 11 final thoughts for you guys tonight. Starting out there in Lubbock, 11 a.m. local kick. I'm very, very confused and perplexed by this Vegas gambling line, to be honest with you. I do not think Texas Tech is almost 11 points better than this BYU football team. I believe in this BYU football team for one simple fact. I think they got the better quarterback. I think they have a freshman quarterback that is better than the veteran on the other side. However, Texas Tech is the better all-around football team, as would the roster acquisitions portray.
I mentioned that I had some feelings changed about this game, and exactly what I mean by this is I think BYU and Texas Tech have a potential advantage in this game. I think Texas Tech has a potential advantage with the pace that they play with on offense. I think BYU has an advantage with the physicality that they play with and being a bigger roster than Texas Tech is. And with that being said, I don't think that you're going to see a balancing of powers in this one where like one quarter it's going to be the physicality that dominates and the next one it's going to be the pace and like they just kind of flip-flop. I think it's going to be one of these advantages is just going to dominate and take advantage of it and control this game for the entirety of it. And because of that, I think whoever comes out on top of this game is going to do so in dominant fashion. If Texas Tech's pace on offense is the one that prevails, I think it's just going to be a 20-point win or something along the lines of that. If BYU is just more physical and they play harder than Texas Tech does this weekend, I think you're going to see them win a game in the fashion of 31-17. It'll feel dominant, maybe 14 points, but it'll feel dominant. That's how I feel about this game.
Yeah, I kind of second both what you guys have said as far as the game goes. I think the way that we need to go into this game is this game will determine whether or not the Big 12 gets 2 teams in the college football playoff or 1. Because I don't really see an avenue for BYU getting in. Obviously, they are undefeated, and they are sitting very well. If Texas Tech wins this game, I think BYU is more likely to fall off. Obviously, if BYU wins this game, Texas Tech's probably going to be out because they already have a loss on their hands. So this will be a game that determines whether you get 2 or 1 in.
I do want to push back. They have a very solid chance to rematch in the Big 12 championship.
They do.
Absolutely. And
So there's that.
that's why I did also want to add on this of, we usually clown on teams that are good at just keeping it close. Like we laugh when Mark Stoops does a backdoor cover against any team in the SEC.
Win.
We laugh at Nebraska when it's like, oh, another 1-score loss for the Huskers out there. That's just them, though. BYU, that is your job this weekend. No matter what, you can lose this game. You have earned the right to have wiggle room here because you are undefeated up to this point. So you've earned the right to where you could lose this game and still be in position to hold a college football playoff spot, but you have to keep it close because the last thing you could do is have a 20-point loss to Texas Tech and then double down in the conference championship game.
We just talked about a game that I don't necessarily understand what Vegas is seeing. I don't necessarily know what Vegas is seeing with this Indiana-Penn State football game either. The last 2 years of Indiana Hoosier football goes one of two ways with regards to outcome of football games. It's tight for 4 quarters against a really good opponent, or they blow the doors off of whoever they are favored to beat. 14.5 points is not a average margin of victory for Indiana against games like this. If Indiana wins this game, they're going to roll, in my opinion. And that's what I would be paying attention to in this football game.
And it's weird because we know what the offense is with Penn State right now, but defensively it hasn't been great either. Usually what you can count on for Penn State is no matter what, they're going to be really good defensively, one of the best in the conference. Hasn't exactly been that for them.
Jim Knowles, in his defense, he got really complicated defense, and it takes 3 years to be good at it, which is kind of malpractice, if you ask me. Hey, highest paid defensive coordinator in the sport, so what do I know? What do you got for me?
Yeah, I think that moving on to this Oregon-Iowa game, I never would have thought that at this point in the season we would be talking about, hey, Oregon's kind of in a do-or-die situation here, and 10-2 still will get into playoffs. There will be a lot of 10-2 teams in the playoffs this year. I don't know if Oregon's one of them, especially if the losses are to Iowa and Indiana. There's not enough meat on this bone for them. There's not enough quality wins on their schedule. Now, Washington and USC down the road might help them out a bit, but the fact that they are the lowest ranked one-loss team in the Power Four, not inside the ACC right now, tells me that the committee does not think very highly of them, and a loss would put them in a bad situation.
So that leads me to how does Oregon find a way to win this football game? In my opinion, it's being patient. Don't go in there hunting death blows. Don't go in there hunting kill shots.
Right.
They are a defense in Iowa that will allow you to methodically move the football if you're patient and disciplined enough to do so. But if you're out here trying to hunt kill shots all the time, you're going to be in inefficient downs over and over again. 2nd and 11 will not win today, all right, against Iowa. All right, so you got to be very, very efficient, living in positive downs, being willing to be disciplined. It's almost akin to what – this is going to sound silly, but the lessons that they had to teach Pat Mahomes when he got really, really hot and teams started playing too high against him and just making him walk, and he would ultimately turn the football over because he was trying to drive it down the field. Can't be doing that this weekend. Got to be patient and got to be willing to play a body blow style of football against Iowa because you're better than them. So just stand in front of them and body blow them for 4 quarters. You'll knock them out.
Yeah, I think that Iowa's it's not just because that their defense is really good, but it's like you talk about being patient, but it's weird to kind of gauge how you want to play these guys because do you want to try and ramp up the pace, but in doing so, you might put yourself in some sticky situations where, we just crapped out on 2 straight drives, went 3 and out quickly because we were trying to ramp up the pace, and now we're giving the ball back right to them, and they're chewing clock despite only running 6 plays on the entire possession. You get put in these tough situations against them on top of them pinning you down at the 10-yard line.
I know we got a local hour to talk about this game, but I wanted to get this into these final thoughts as well. Time of possession in that Georgia-Mississippi State game is huge.
Yeah.
If Mississippi State stacks multiple 3-and-outs in a row, they're going to get walked up off the field. So you got to be very, very careful about that one in that football game as well. I want to move on to Texas A&M at Missouri. My question going into this football game, it's not really even a final thought. It's more of a final question going into this one. Is just how comfortable could Eli Drinkowitz and that staff get Matt Zollers over this last 10 or 11 practices going into this football game. Gets thrown into the mix against Vandy. Tough situation. I thought he handled himself pretty admirably in that football game on the road. You got a home game, had 10 days to be the guy and prepare as the guy. How do you go out and handle your first start as a big time prospect? Very curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, and I think that's also going to revolve on the pieces around you making things easier. And we talk about complementary football a lot. Can the defense put you in winning situations? Does the run game give you enough to where you might not necessarily feel like, oh, man, this is my first start, and I have to win this game. I have to beat the top 5 team. It's on my shoulders. It's going to really depend on how comfortable Matt Zollers is. Will be a catalyst as to how well this team around him plays.
I don't want to classify Matt Zollers as this type of football player, but I do think that you're not going to get the full picture on him in this game or really probably for the remainder of the season because just watching the few snaps that he played a couple weeks ago, he seems like the type of quarterback that wants to lay it all on the line every single Saturday. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I don't think he's going to be kind of limited in that regard of maybe the flash plays that we try and create because we can't get killed in the backfield because we have nobody else that can play quarterback. So kind of paying attention to that.
It's interesting you say that because that was what he was labeled gunslinger, Brett Favre type of recruit coming out of high school. So yeah, I'm glad you picked that up on his play style because that's exactly how he's been labeled, particularly as a risk taker with the football and with his body. Can't be doing that though. You're right. You're it. This is all we got left. We're going to be out here Syracusing it moving forward, which brings me to my next point. Mario Cristobal, if you find a way to lose to a Lax bro, they will fire your ass, and they should. I don't care how many jobs are open. I don't care if we have good candidates left. It does not matter. If you lose to a Lax bro as a 28.5-point favorite at home as a Miami head football coach, you got to go. So watch out. That's all I'm saying. That's my final thought on that one. Like, good Lord, dude. Vandy having to prepare for a real coordinator this week is something to pay attention to. A real offensive coordinator that is not just going to RPO, and maybe they do. Maybe they line up and play the same offense. Maybe Derek Nix is a Hugh Freeze clone. I highly doubt it. It's not only in this football game that we don't know what the opposing coordinator is or what he's going to be. We don't know what Derek Nix is going to call if we're Vandy's defensive coordinator. It's not only that. It's also the fact that we absolutely, for a fact, kind of knew what Hugh Freeze was, right? So that dichotomy of we have a complete unknown and we had a guy that had terrible, terrible tendencies as a play caller, something I'm paying attention to in that football game.
I don't think that the Alabama program or Alabama fans need to be told this, but I'm going to do it anyways because I think it's worth throwing out there of please don't get fooled by these last 3 games, these last 3 conference games, I should say. Oklahoma, you're very well aware of. They're a ranked team. You've had that one circled. They got you last year. Like, you're going to be well prepared for that one. But don't just sleep against LSU and think that you can do so against Auburn, 2 really good defensive teams that can make things really interesting against you rather quickly. And for who knows, might hand you a second loss. Like, don't do that again this year. Don't have one of these games pop up on you, Kalen DeBoer. Like, just close out the season. Just be a closer.
I've got 2 points, and I think we can close the national hour on this about this football game that make me believe it's not going to be that one, Jonathan. It's not going to be LSU upsetting this football team. It is such a good specific matchup for Alabama. What does Alabama's offense struggle with? They struggle with speed rush, and they struggle with consistently running the football. We looked it up today. LSU 51st against the run, so right in the middle of the pack. That's bottom end in terms of SEC defenses. 64th in the country in sacks. They're not really getting after the quarterback, and they're doing it with a push-the-pocket method, all right, and 110th in TFLs. Those stats right there tell me they are not, and the film tell me they are not LSU standard great on the defensive line. All right, what does Alabama's defense struggle with? They struggle with consistently stopping the run. They're great in pass defense. LSU does not have a running game on the offensive side of the football. This is such a good stylistic matchup for this Alabama football team. They should handle business, and I think they will this weekend.
So too.
All right, we have a whole nother hour
Super
coming up.
Chubs.
Super Chubs. Let's get to it. We got some good ones. I saw sneak in there a little bit earlier. Let's get to these Super Chubs before we get to a loaded local hour. Let's go to the top one from Flying Hawaiian. Thoughts on Josh Pate hinting that Lincoln Riley might be moving on from USC to one of these openings. We kind of hit on this earlier in the show. Kirby about gave me a brain aneurysm with a metaphor. I am one to believe that is a direct link to LSU or the NFL. That is a direct link to I'm trying to get out of USC. That's very weird to me because I think they have that thing finally kind of moving upward. But I would imagine he's tired of going to home games with 30,000 people in a 90,000 seat stadium. Nick on Fire 1490 says LSU was also open when he left for Oklahoma for USC. So he thought USC was a better program than LSU at the time. That's a great point.
That was
from
kind of
Nick.
that was the
point you were making. Oh, that's why my brain short-circuited. Why didn't you say it like Nick? Why didn't you say LSU was also open?
Sorry, I was just using a metaphor.
You got to know I'm a dum-dum.
That's
you
all
got to dumb down for me.
I know.
We got to go basic levels. Alan Berry says, hey, Brooks, I'm an Alabama fan and concerned that LSU might get the, quote, interim bump. How much different will LSU be going into this game? We kind of just talked about this, but I'll recycle a take from last night. 53 players from this LSU roster from the state of Louisiana. Frank Wilson, their interim head football coach. A Louisiana native from Baton Rouge. Okay, like this is a Louisiana pride moment for this roster. And I think there's a potential that they didn't necessarily love their football coach in the form of Brian Kelly. It's very different than the way I feel about Florida's roster. I felt like Florida was going to bat for Billy Napier. I felt like LSU's roster was kind of laying down for Brian Kelly towards the end of that regime. So we'll see what it looks like this weekend. Ultimately, I think you've got a tremendous matchup. Hunter Moss says, shout out to my little cousin Garrett. His high school, Guntersville, Alabama, has their first-round playoff game tonight. Also, Jay Will, if your eggnog is still gross, it means you didn't put enough alcohol in it. Hot take, if you just need to, I'm just drinking this because I'm getting hammered, probably not tasty.
Yeah, just
I don't drink anymore, but I don't understand this this notion of people making fun of dudes for drinking things that taste good. Like when I was drinking, you couldn't give me shit up off nothing like drinking a Shirley Temple or something that is quote unquote girly. Bro, it tastes good and I'm getting hammered. Why don't you shut up?
Yeah, just give me the booze. I don't need the eggnog. Just give me the whiskey.
Yeah, just shoot the whiskey.
I don't need all the other stuff.
Hunter Moss says KSU is such an underrated weeknight game. Hooty-hoo! Let's go to the local hour. And you know what, Jonathan? Do it to him. Do it to him. Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? Really like that. You really like that? Let's shut up and grab some tape. Let's shut up and let's grind. I think they're ball dependent. We tend to spray it every once in a while. We're going to get us a tip. Anytime we're in this area, we are high alert ready for the tight end. Tight end gets popped right in front of us. Honest to God, I would make him beat me. You know what I'm seeing that's making me wet down my leg right about now? I mean, he couldn't have walked it down there and put it in his face any better, could he? I'm gonna get high. We are back, and the reason being, a lot of spray paint. Shout out to the Spike Squad. Showed up today to the studio and awarded this show with a pair of Savage pads. How about that?
That's sick, dude.
These are sick.
That's awesome.
The kiddos loved them.
Those aren't just Savage. Those are authentic.
These are authentic, one of a kind, singular edition from the Spike Squad. How about that?
I love that.
I have a website that I told them I would give a shout out for because they are, strong on the spray paint here. UGASpikeSquad.betterworld.org/donate. Because they go to away games. They try to do as much as they can. They are privately funded. A bunch of students showed up. Shout out to Turner Templeton as well. That's an OG over there.
Just a bunch of ball and dog lovers.
Yeah, man. Love some ball, love some dogs. And love the Film Guy Network.
We love that.
I think we got to be the first one to ever be awarded these.
I hope so. That's quite an honor.
It is quite an honor.
I'm going to put them back outside.
All right. Woo. Shout out to the Spike Squad. Thank you for showing love to us. Like we said, a great honor to be awarded those glorious shoulder pads.
If anybody knows how to maybe lessen the stench of spray paint, you let me know. All right, is that just one of those things we got to let it hang for a little while? Got to let it aerate, whatever?
Probably so.
We gotta let it cure. Because are those like made today or?
I don't know, but I feel like Charlie from Always Sunny. It's like just huffed paint for a couple minutes. It should go good with the caffeine. Welcome into the local hour. We have an absolute loaded one for you. We got Unless It Doesn't Happen local hour edition. We got our final thoughts for this football game between Georgia and Mississippi State. Kirby has an ISO ball moment ready for you guys tonight and much, much more. But before we get into Kirby's ISO moment, why don't Kirby give a quick shout out to our friends over at Sleeper?
Yes, I would love to do that. Head over to Sleeper today. If you are someone who enjoys being brought together by both gaming and sports, I've got the website for you. Sleeper Fantasy is a sports and real money gaming app that brings people together using gaming and sports. It has over 6 million users and is operating in over 25 states inside the U.S. Head over to Sleeper today. Use promo code Brooks, and you will get a 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. That's basically doubling your money right away. So head over there. Use promo code Brooks. That is sleeper.com. Thank you very much, guys.
Sleeper.com, promo code Brooks. Just go ahead and download the app today and sign up and get that 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, promo code Brooks. Shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. They've been hanging out with us all season and will continue to do so through the remainder of the year. Let's get into this local hour, boys. Jonathan, in a minute. Jonathan, is it a growth test game?
Yeah, I think so. The reason why I put it this way is because we talk about how young this offense and this defense have both been throughout this year and how eventually you're going to see these guys continue to get better and see some growth from them. Specifically on the defensive side of the ball, though, I really want to highlight it here. You had some young corners earlier in the year. They had some big tests that they were faced up against. Tennessee, your first conference game, saw how that one went. Alabama, you saw some spurts of good. You saw some spurts of bad. And then moving forward against Ole Miss, it just wasn't the typical defensive performance that you would have hoped for. But then against Florida, really efficient on third down. I thought the corners played rather well. Still having some up and down moments, but again, that's kind of what you expect. I think that this game is one where you could potentially see them and not maybe put it all together because I think Mississippi State's offense is good enough to where they're going to get you eventually, but also where you might see some of these more consistent plays from Ellis Robinson and DeMello Jones if he plays, or maybe some of these younger safeties or inexperienced safeties, they start making some of the plays that you were hoping that they would. I just think it's one of these games that it's really going to test you, and Georgia has the opportunity to really show that they have grown defensively and also offensively. I know that Mississippi State isn't that strong up front on the defense line, but they got some big guys. They got some guys that can certainly make plays. Got a young offensive line we saw last week where they have still have the ability or maybe the propensity to bust some assignments. Nothing that's going to tank your offensive performance, but certainly some that can put you in some minuses and get you behind the sticks early and make it to where you likely aren't going to be scoring on that drive. So I think there's just an opportunity for all the young players and some of the positions on this team to really show that they have grown. The reps that they've earned throughout the year have certainly paid off, and they're in a much better situation as they close out the season.
So I took it a different way. I think this is a growth test game from a parity of the inside the conference standpoint. We talked about parity all offseason this offseason leading up to this season. Just like can't pick a national title winner, have no idea what's going on. I don't think anybody thought Ohio State was just going to be peel and replace as much as they have been. I would argue right now they look better at this point in the season than they did last year as a national champion. So I don't think anybody could have foreseen that, but I think everybody could have foreseen a lot of really, really good football games and a lot of tight football games and a lot of things that were unpredictable with regards to outcome. And this football team is an exact example of that. And this game and this roster show me this parity aspect of the conference, right, and what it has become, right? Anthony Evans is absolutely balling for this football team. He was on your roster not getting a ton of burn a year ago. This Brennan Thompson kid, who is phenomenal, he was on Texas's roster. Okay?
And Oklahoma's
roster. And couldn't really figure it out. He's going to go for a rack this year at Mississippi State. The Chafin kid was the starting quarterback at Baylor and has come over to Mississippi State. Okay? The Jere Bledsoe kid, number 92, the nose tackle. That kid was a 5-star recruit, top 100 recruit at Texas. Like, this is a prime example. This roster, I bet y'all had no idea that Tony Mitchell beat the case and is on this roster.
Playing, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The kid from Alabama, I bet nobody had an idea. He's a second-string corner. He was a top 80 recruit coming out of high school, and he's sitting on the bench. And it's like nobody. I don't think anybody knows until you know. Until you go to recruit or go to scout them and go to prepare for them and go to play them. You have no idea just how quality of a football team this is. And this was supposed to be the worst. This was supposed to be the worst of the worst. This is a football team that lost every conference game by almost 18 points a year ago. The worst of the worst. And they beat last year's playoff team out of the Big 12 before their starting quarterback got hurt. Like, this is what it proved to me. It's like, bro, Mississippi State was a poop football team last year. They lost to Toledo. They're a damn good roster right now. Mm-hmm. Only going to improve.
Took two of the top-end SEC teams to overtime.
Yeah.
There's an avenue to where their record looks completely different and people are viewing them completely different.
Yeah. So, it's just, I mean, that's what it pointed out to me. Y'all want a random thought that I stumbled upon in pre-show today?
Let's hear it.
We talked last night about Jaden Wade, the 2028 number one quarterback in the country, going to make his commitment November 16th. Is that right,
yes.
Jonathan? November 16th. Got a plethora of schools. We here on the network believe that Georgia is the school to beat at this point, 10 days from his announcement. And obviously almost 2 years before his ultimate national signing day. But let's just assume that Jaden Wade is, in fact, a Georgia Bulldog, okay? And I'm going to make a lot of assumptions over the next 2 or 3 minutes. But let's assume that Jared Curtis is 90% of what people like me and the rest of the scouting world believe him to be. Let's assume that Jaden Wade will be 90% of what myself and the rest of the scouting world assume him to be, okay? Which is one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Correct.
Or at least playing way above average play at the quarterback position. That would mean from 2025 until 2030, this is what your quarterback room and starting potential could be. Gunnar Stockton in 25 and 26. Jared Curtis as a sophomore in 2027 and 2028 as a junior. 2029, Jaden Wade would take over as a sophomore as Jared Curtis goes on to the NFL draft. And 2030, Jaden Wade as a sophomore or a junior would start for you as well in that year. So what that would ultimately culminate in, and not just that run of 2025 to 2030 that is projection, what that will ultimately culminate in is from 2017 all the way up until 2030, reasonably projected, Georgia has above average to really good and solid quarterback play for 14 seasons, all but one in 2020.
Yep.
All while maintaining the best defensive mind as your head football coach in the sport.
And even in the 2020 season, you could just make the argument that they got screwed over. Who knows what that one could have looked like had their plan actually played out.
Yeah, I mean, it's promising to look at that as you zoom out. And I know that each individual year you have your gripes with the quarterbacks that are at hand, but you zoom out a lot and you go, things haven't been that bad at the quarterback position for Georgia. Yeah, there's a year or two here or there where it's like, man, this guy really didn't work out, or this guy wasn't anything we thought, or the pandemic put us in a weird situation when we thought we had a guy and we ended up not having him. But if you look at it through that lens, it's a pretty good run of quarterback play. Now, that's, again, assuming a lot of things going right.
I mean, there's a lot of assumptions there. Like, Chad's sitting on one right now. Like, I didn't even mention Ryan Puglisi in that run. And that's the good news. If Ryan Puglisi keeps Jared Curtis off the field, that means Ryan Puglisi's really freaking good.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? So there's no bad outcome there with those two football players. Whichever one starts is the better of the two immensely talented football players.
Yep.
But we're 3 years from projecting that. I think we got 2 years, this year and next year, of Gunnar Stockton being your starting quarterback at the University of Georgia. I don't think he's going anywhere. So after that, it's all projections. I just, you guys are more, and obviously I'm a little longer in the tooth than you guys, but you guys are my football historians on the Georgia end here. This is not normal.
No, definitely
to go
was not
14
normal.
years straight, possibly, of really, really, really good quarterback play, apart from one season.
Yeah, I mean, from like 2000 to 2013, like you had good quarterback play for most of it, outside of a Joe Cox year and some other years. But like you went Matthew Stafford, Joe Cox, then you had Aaron Murray, so two like really good quarterbacks. You had one gap year. And then after that, I mean, you just never mustered it back up. You just couldn't get another one of those guys back under center. It was Hudson Mason, no hate there, Grayson Lambert, but it was just never back to the standard of what Matthew Stafford was to that program, to what Aaron Murray was to that program. But now, I mean, it's been year after year after year of you've had solid quarterback play. It's not something to be taken for granted, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that even dates back to the early 2000s when you went from David Green to DJ Shockley, and then I think it was Joe Tereshinski in there one year before a freshman.
Little Joe T action.
Before a freshman Stafford took over, and that's really what started the run of, like, you know, the iconic Georgia quarterback. So you're absolutely right. Like, it's not, but again, I don't think it's common for any college to have 15.
Ohio State.
This is true. It might be common for 1 to 2 other schools to have 15 straight years of, man, we've got a really, really good quarterback.
Oklahoma went at 8.
And up until, I would say, debatable, but I would say up until last 2 years at Alabama, that was kind of the case. They had a little run.
Yeah, I would say.
Like Mac Jones, Bryce Young, Tua.
The moment Hurts started playing, they had great quarterback play.
Yeah, Hurts as well. That's a
as
good
a freshman. He didn't go 2,900, 800.
He had a really good season in
something
2016.
like that.
Yeah.
So since that, what was that, 16 to 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8-year run, 7-year run of really, really good quarterback play. So yeah, you guys have a potential to do that. Kirby, call for the ball. What you got for me?
All right. Look, we all know that Kirby Smart and Georgia linebackers have become kind of the peanut butter and jelly of college football, as they just go well together. You would have to assume that if a Kirby Smart defense is on the field, it's going to be accompanied by a absolute dog at linebacker. And if you ask any Georgia fan or any college football fan in general what the gold standard is of a Kirby Smart linebacker, most of them, pretty much all of them, would point to you and say that 2017 season that Roquan Smith turned in. Unreal. I mean, there is no reason why you would not point to that. 137 total tackles, numerous highlight-worthy plays. You can pick anyone and say, oh, this was my favorite moment. First ever Butkus Award for the school, national title appearance, college football playoff victory, SEC championship victory. It was a legendary season. But we might be on the cusp of a new standard of greatness for Georgia. Before I go into this, let me just preface, there's a lot of season left. I know that we're 3/4 of the way through, but there's still a lot of things that are going to happen. But C.J. Allen might be able to top it. In his 2017 Butkus Award-winning season, Roquan Smith had 100 total regular season tackles. C.J. Allen is currently on pace for 103. Roquan Smith had 1 forced fumble. C.J. Allen already has 2. Roquan Smith had 2 pass deflections. C.J. Allen already has 3 of those. Roquan Smith had 6.5 sacks. C.J. Allen is on pace for 4.5. That is not including whatever he puts up in the postseason. Roquan Smith had 5 games of 10 tackles or more. C.J. Allen has already turned in 4 of those. By the way, Roquan's 3 of his 10 tackle games came in the postseason. So there's a lot of season left here, and there's a lot of opportunity for things to change. I don't want to be assumptive and, weighing the averages of what C.J. Allen's been turning in the last few games is not a great way to predict this. But if C.J. Allen keeps up this level of production and this level of playmaking, he's going to have a statistically better season than Roquan Smith.
2 things.
Spike Squad just confirmed we were the first show to ever receive.
Let's go.
Commemorative.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Spike Squad pass.
2 things that I realized while you're in the middle of that rant about how great of a season C.J. Allen is having. Number one, did not know that he was on par with Roquan's season. Was
thought
unaware
it was impossible.
Of that. Yeah, thought it was impossible. Number 2, no matter how great a linebacker plays, nobody will ever match what Roquan did, like what it looked like and what it felt like watching him play. Because C.J. Allen, like you said, is having a great season. He's having flash plays all over the field. But the way I envision this is 3 years from now, when I'm sitting here scrolling on my timeline and C.J. Allen highlights pop up, it's going to look phenomenal and it's going to look great. But there's something different about going back and watching what number 3 was doing on that defense. It felt completely different and it looks completely different. I think that you could apply that to, 1, better athletes on the field right now with C.J. Allen, better collective unit of a defense with C.J. Allen right now compared to what Roquan had. Not to demean any of those guys, but, I mean, they've evolved as a defense. It looks different. But
much different.
Roquan did it at such a different level, despite the fact that CJ is doing it at a statistically same level.
Yeah, I have.
Jordan Hall to miss the rest of the season.
I will write that right now.
Per Matt Zenitz.
Damn.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Hate that for him.
That means he had surgery. I would assume, right?
Yeah, if they're going to shut it down like that,
Shut it down for the year. That's not to allow swelling to go down.
Right.
That's probably some type of corrective action that needed to be taken, and that's unfortunate for 44. I mean, that's 3 years in a row. It was left shin/knee, right shin/knee. This didn't sound structural from a bone standpoint. This sounded ligament-based. Mm-hmm. So prayers up for Jordan Hall at number 44. Y'all get that article out when you can. So I knew you were going with this linebacker take, obviously. So you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I ranked my top 5 linebackers. But before I do that, I've told the story about C.J. Allen as a high school prospect, right? C.J. Allen, his freshman year at Lamar County, I think that's where he went. Will you look that up for me, Christian? His freshman season, I want to say he had 130 tackles. By the time he was done with his freshman year, he already had Power 4 offers. And this was back in my time this was back in my time when I was a guy that I wish I still had time to go through every single one, but I would post every once in a while like, hey, I got time. Send me, post your huddle highlights, and I'll DM you and give you comments. Hey, we need to change this. This needs to go up closer, all that good stuff. The first DM I get is from C.J. Allen, who at the time had already had plethoras of SEC offers as a 14-year-old, and he was just yearning for, how do I get better? What do I need to do, coach? What do I need to do? And I'm like, my immediate response was, buddy, you ain't got to do nothing really. Like, you don't really have to do anything. You just got to keep going and playing football. And that's not the way this kid has ever approached anything about himself. And that's why he is what he is now. It's not just because he was a sub-11 second 100-meter runner at 6'1", 230 pounds in high school. It's not just because he's gifted. This is one of those kids who has been told and has been known around him. In Lamar County, you are the next one. You're going to be the one. You got to be protected. Everyone knows C.J. Allen's name from the moment he is 14 to the moment he leaves this county, and we will talk about him as if he is a legend in these parts, as long as he is what we think he is. It's such weight, you know what I mean? And he is one of these kids from small-town Georgia that is everything that is Georgia football, and he went on to become even better than I think a lot of people thought he would ultimately be, and he was a 5-star freaking recruit coming out of high school. Top 5 linebackers. First and foremost, Jalen Walker. Doesn't count.
Oh.
Hybrid player. Over here. Best defensive player argument. Okay?
Okay.
Is that fair?
I think that's fair.
I mean, when you play I'm not going to say he played just as many snaps on the line, but he played just as many snaps as an edge rusher as he did as an off-ball linebacker.
It's definitely a harder comparison to make as it would be to a C.J. Allen versus Roquan Smith. Like,
100%.
There's a lot of nuances with this.
And spoiler alert, a lot of these top backers for me, they were Mikes, not Wills.
Okay.
They were the guy. They were the green dot, if you will.
Okay.
OLI, Channing Tindall, Tay Crowder, Raylan Wilson, all over here.
All right.
OLI. Number 5, senior year Quay Walker. Just give me that 1 year. I don't need the other 3. Just give me the senior year Quay Walker. Number 4, criminally slept on Georgia linebacker, Monty Rice.
Yeah.
Monty Rice. Number 3, C.J. Allen.
Okay.
Number 2, Nakobe Dean. Number 1, Roquan Smith. Now, here's where I might change my opinion on this. And I'm even arguing with myself in the middle of doing this list today because of this fact right here. Push back on me if you disagree, Christian.
I'm listening.
C.J. Allen would be just as good as Nakobe Dean was in those defenses that Nakobe Dean played in. I don't know if Nakobe Dean would look like C.J. Allen looks right now if Nakobe had to play in these defenses.
So I think what you're basically saying is that C.J. Allen is just as, if not more, physically gifted than Nakobe Dean was playing the position.
More.
Fair enough. But Nakobe Dean's cerebralness to the game and the way he played it was what made him so great. I would have to agree with you. I will say this. I think Nakobe Dean was the perfect linebacker for that 2021 roster because he was the nucleus that held everything together. And this isn't to say anything negative about C.J. Allen's abilities to do so as well. I don't know if C.J. Allen is necessarily as much the point man as a Nakobe Dean would have been in that situation.
Look, love Rennie Curran. We have a special affinity in our hearts on this show for Rennie Curran.
Oh, yeah, I love Rennie
All
Curran.
right, we love Rennie Curran. Don't think a firm OLI should have been shouted here for Rennie.
Yeah, Rennie
but I
definitely
also,
deserved
you
an
know
OLI.
how I do these things. These are most of the guys I study.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Davis was a safety at Georgia, so that doesn't count. I think the only snub here would be Rennie, but I don't. Again,
What if we
Rennie
just-
played in a time where I was playing college
What
football.
if
I
we
wasn't
just-
watching Rennie.
What if we just change the list to top Kirby Smart linebackers? Because I don't think that excludes
Okay.
anyone on your list.
No, I mean, and I studied Roquan because if you were going to do film study when you first started doing this, you're going to go back and watch what 6 did. Or what 3 did.
6
What?
was Natrez Patrick at
Yeah,
the time.
also a sneaky pro right there.
Yeah, Natrez Patrick. I think Reggie Carter was the other linebacker.
If Ratrez Patrick was still on an NFL roster and Tay Crowder, the fact that if you have started for Glenn Schumann, you are in the league still, would still be intact.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I don't know, is Monty on a practice squad somewhere?
Maybe. I don't know. I know he had an ankle injury a while ago. So.
Yeah, so all those guys. Rennie played in 08. Yeah, see, I mean, I was in middle school then, so I wasn't even.
Rennie Curran was a great Georgia linebacker.
I mean, it
though.
pops.
Like Rennie
You know,
Curran on a
it
tackle.
pops like Rennie Curran on a tackle. You think you're cool, Spurrier? So yeah, we love that.
Hey, while I've got you here, would you mind plugging the board in while I fill some air?
100%.
Because we will have a special
Yeah,
reappearance.
I
of
also
the
want to
Bulldogs
continue this topic though. While we're talking about linebackers, just to re-bring up our pre-portal conversations about the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Linebacker is a spot that they're gonna have to take a body at, aren't they? And here's why.
Interesting.
Here's why. Right? You expect to lose CJ and Raylan this offseason. You have to. You have to mentally prepare for that to be the case.
Totally.
All right? So that means Justin Williams and Chris Cole are your starters next year, which we're
Understandable.
comfortable with. I'm
Yep.
fine with that. I'm more than comfortable with. I'm happy with. I think they're going to be great. But that means you play 4 at Georgia.
Yes, you do.
Always have. Since I've studied you rotate 4 linebackers, 2 starters and 2 guys that get in there to give the starters breathers, about 40, I'd say 35% of the snaps. That means Zayden Walker and Anthony Crua have to be ready now. They have to be ready now because we have to make the decision on whether or not we add a body in a month. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely – it is funny how we talk about how, man, that linebacker room is so deep, and then one offseason happens, and it's like, ooh, that depth kind of disappeared on you. But I do think that – now, who's to say that they don't –
Ogletree's a great shout.
Alec Ogletree is a great shot, also pre-Kirby Smart era. Who's to say – now, remind me who they have in the 2026 class right now, because we have seen –
It's just the one. It's Nick Abrams.
is Nick Abrams – do you think by the time Nick Abrams gets to Athens, he'll be ready to go?
I don't know enough about Nick Abrams' high school football pedigree right now. I know his tape looks good, but I don't know nothing about where he's playing ball and how high of a caliber of football that is. So I don't know. It's just a thing that and even if he is, Kirby, we shouldn't be banking on the true freshman
Understandable.
to have to play. And the reason I think you're going to have to throw a body at this is because you're 1 injury away from only having 3. Even if Zayden Walker and Anthony Crua are ready right now, you probably need to go get a body just in case.
So I know that the coaches think very highly of this guy. Does Terrell Foster become
Does he have a year left?
he's a redshirt junior, I believe.
Is he?
I believe so. He's listed on our lads as a redshirt junior.
Now, I know they love him in practice. I have not loved what I've seen from Terrell Foster on tape this year. And we got a big, firm head shake from Jonathan
Don't
over
help
there.
me out like that.
I
But I'm
did.
just saying.
I did.
Jay Will was over here just like,
There was one play he was in on. in
Oh, the
Florida,
draw. The draw against
Yeah.
Florida. Oof.
And look, I
had a
have,
bad play.
I
Bad
have
play. They've all
so
had 'em.
much respect for Terrell Foster for the fact that he has stuck around at Georgia when he definitely could go play somewhere else. Like trust me, I have the most respect for anybody that chooses
Hell,
to
he
stick
might,
around and
he
play
might
for
be
this
starting
school.
at Georgia Tech next year.
Yeah, so I have the most respect for somebody that chooses to stick around at this program for as long as you can. So no slight to him, but not a guy that you will probably want to be relying on to play a heavy amount of snaps.
Mm-mm.
At least not right now.
Just to put a final bullet point on that pre-portal conversation. Wide receiver, we think? Like a veteran?
Yeah.
Someone who they're going to go
We're
at.
going to lose
Yeah.
quite a few bodies. No.
2 offensive linemen probably.
When's the last time they took an offensive lineman in the
Well,
portal?
it's been a minute. I don't think they have. I don't think they've ever taken a portal lineman.
Not since Kirby's first year, I think.
Ever taken
I
a
can't
portal
think of
offensive
any.
Catalina, I think. Tyler Catalina, I think, was the only one.
Wow, the center. Yeah.
line mixer.
No, they took the center this year.
Oh, Walt Claire Flynn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took one this year.
Yeah. All right.
Is there a world though where Zachariah Branch stays?
My take on Zachariah is we could play our way into a second round draft pick, maybe. We're probably a top 90 guy right now.
I would think so.
Top 90 guy right now, and because the wide receiver class this year is not very thick.
No, it isn't.
That's another thing to think about. I don't want no business being in
That's fair.
that class
That's
next
fair.
year.
Yeah.
With
That's a good
Jeremiah
point.
Smith, Ryan Williams, Ryan Wingo,
Cam Coleman.
Cam Cole. I want no business
That's a
being
great
in that
point.
wide receiver core. Eric Singleton probably going to be in that class next year. I want no business being in next year's draft class.
Yeah.
At wide receiver.
It would take something catastrophic for Zachariah Branch to come back.
Or he
next
just wants
year.
to play with his brother like the chat's talking
Yeah,
about.
I was just curious.
So there is that. Probably take a big like running back maybe, or bet on development and and bank on somebody being healthy. You need a starting caliber safety, I think.
You need someone to pair up with KJ.
And most importantly, if you take nobody out of the portal, you better go get a twitchy edge rusher. I don't care if he costs $1 million. You better go do it. Like y'all need, and they also need to get over this. He's got maybe he's got to have done it in the SEC or done it against us type of mentality. Like that kid from Bowling Green that is absolutely tearing shit up at A&M right now. I highly doubt Georgia really seriously recruited him or even looked at him. I do think we need to take a closer look at these mid-major guys that are balling. Because they don't need a first down run stopper. They need a guy that can come to Georgia, put 7 sacks on tape, and the NFL go, wow, look at that rusher.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take him anyways. I don't give a shit if he can't play on first down. You know? What?
It's in the family genes. That's all I'm going to say.
Read the chat.
Read the chat.
Okay.
No wonder.
What? I don't know. What are we doing?
Might Papa Curb caught you with a ditty and said Diddyism. He wants to play with his brother.
Damn, Papa Kirby? Inappropriate.
That's why I said it's the family
Oh,
genes.
that's your dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just thought there was
Are you
another.
a junior?
The second, but yeah, technically.
You just thought there was another
Wait,
Christian
aren't
Kirby in the chat?
all seconds juniors?
I mean, yeah, but I would rather be called the second than junior.
Oh.
Should we just nickname you the second?
You got to drink with your pinky up moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to do that from now on. But what were we talking about before?
Little CK2 action over there. Huh?
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know what we were talking about. Pre-portal segmenting.
Yeah, we were.
Should we get into it unless it doesn't happen?
I would love to.
We can do that. Before we do that, let's give a quick shout out over to our friends at Ridge. Hey, the holiday season is right around the corner. If you're looking for
Holiday season!
That's right. If you're looking for a great gift for your father, for a significant other, for a friend, head over to ridge.com. They have these incredibly sleek wallets. They have the money clip and the card clip that attaches to your keychain. Super sleek, great designs. They're extremely durable as well. I know that I've got a friend who's used one for like 10 years. Still kicking. These are really good designs. If you use promo code Brooks10, you get 10% off your purchase. That is at ridge.com. So thank you to our friends over
You know what I
Ridge.
did last night, boys?
What'd you do?
I got a Type-C cable and plugged it into my Ridge power bank. And it not only charged my Ridge power bank, but first and foremost, it charged my phone and then stored up 100% battery life in my Ridge power bank. Boys, I got phone juice for days. Shout out to Ridge, promo code Brooks10. Get 10% match over there, or 10% off over there on your first purchase. Shout out to those guys over there. Unless it doesn't happen, boys, one of our premier segments here on a Thursday evening. The fans love this one. I got good ones for you.
What do
like
you got?
this one right here. Bowens bounces Bulldogs one step closer to the playoffs. Bowens 15 for 150. You heard it here first.
That's a career game.
You heard it here first.
Career carries, career yards.
Yerp.
I'd
All right,
like to
if
double
that's,
it.
If that's
What?
I'd like to double it. Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens go for over 100. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Double hundo? Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like it. That's tasty.
We got a hint of this last week that it might be on the precipice of occurring, but I think it gets home this weekend. Give me Landon Rolling with his first receiving touchdown in the red and black. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Ladden Rolden? Huh?
Look, I know that we always get on to the white receiver gets that comp.
No, I mean, he's leaning into it.
He looks
he
like...
He chose the number. I mean, the drip looks identical.
Landon...
We were rocking the black socks mid-shin.
Landon Rolden to Lad McConkey is Dylan Raiola to Patrick Mahomes.
Don't do that.
Except Landon's not trying nearly as hard.
He's not trying to
like be Lad McConkey. Yeah, he's not doing it at all. Now, if he starts walking around trying to get put a perm in his hair and he's trying to get the curls like Lad McConkey, okay, then we got to have a different conversation.
The resemblance is uncanny. I got to fill up the bottle.
Why must you transfer water like that?
Because if you drink out of the jug, you get bacteria in it.
I'm glad we have your father in the chat. Because did he just raise you to be this thrill seeker that just chooses to put things at risk when you don't need to?
What do you mean at risk?
Papa Kirby, your son insists.
He's tattling on you.
Insists on filling up his water bottle over the top of all of our electronics here inside the studio.
What?
Dude, you are on top of the power bank
Dog.
that controls this entire operation.
Dog, if I spill, it's going in my lap.
Got any more?
Quintavious makes some quiver. Quintavious Johnson, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I thought you were going to go with quit. You went with quiver.
Quivers.
You got to be quivering over here. Just quivering.
They don't know what's coming to Starkville, buddy, let me tell you.
Hell no. They're going to be quivering in their boots.
Zachariah Branch, repeat game, over 100 yards yet again this weekend.
Woo!
Mississippi State secondary is going to have some issues tackling Zachariah Branch, 100 yards yet again. Just
lot of zone.
Hey, 12 targets minimum, Gunner.
A lot of zone.
I like
a lot
it.
of get the ball
some
out
runners.
now. We like it.
The Georgia Bulldogs have really created a theme the last year and a half of their scheduling, and that's they usually are trailing at halftime, and they're finding some way to win in the fourth quarter. And you know what? I don't think that happens in this game. You know why? Because Georgia never trails.
What?
You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen. Give me the Dogs rolling from start to finish.
Schumann. Chafin. Twin Schumann blanks the Bulldogs.
Blanks them?
Nah, he don't blank them. Defense coordinator puts Levy and the boys in a box. I just wanted to do the Shake Chafin.
I gotcha. So, you did a great segment on C.J. Allen having a career year.
Thank you, Jay.
On pace to put up over the number of tackles that Roquan Smith did in a season. Well, how about if he just blows it out of the water this year? Give me 20 tackles this weekend for C.J. Allen.
When's the last time?
Maybe we get some of that Fugazi action that they're doing out there in whatever team that was. That's just saying oh, yeah, he had 160 tackles this year.
Oh, Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah. Whatever the heck they're doing, C.J. Allen's going to do that, but for real.
When's the last time a Georgia player had 20 tackles in a game?
Never.
Yeah, probably never.
Oh, it's definitely happened.
I had a buddy, Donald Payne, that had 26 tackles at Stetson.
Of course his name was Donald Payne.
Mm-hmm. The third.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah. Called him D. Payne.
Naturally.
Yeah, buddy. I played for the Jags for 2 years. Got NFL retirement after that. Went and picked up.
You give yours. I'll find it for you rather quickly.
I've got it.
Shout
right
out
here,
Donald
actually.
Payne, baby.
Total tackles in a game. Let's see.
I got something over here that's probably got the answer.
Knox Culpepper
Huh?
versus Georgia Tech in 1983 had 26 tackles. Damn, he had 25 against Auburn the same year.
Knox Culpepper's dad was doing the book. Ain't no doubt.
See, you got to have the name for this. D. Payne, Knox Culpepper.
Knox Culpepper is
come on, dude. Those guys were born to go tackle somebody 25
1980s
times.
Georgia linebacker, Knox Culpepper, absolutely. Moving on to my next, unless it doesn't happen. Gunnar Stockton has been known to tote the rock this week or this season, and he's going to do it again. Give me Gunnar Stockton with a 30-plus yard touchdown run. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
He don't have one of those this year, does he?
How long was the one
close.
against Ole Miss?
It wasn't 30.
How long was the one against Marshall's the real question?
I don't think either of those were.
No,
30.
that was
He's gotten close.
Those
there
were
was
green territory.
There was one run that he had from pretty far out where he got rather close to the goal line, if I remember correctly.
I think Ole Miss was his longest of the season.
Knox Culpepper sounds like a 1942 linebacker.
If Gunner's going to have one of those,
and in on the play, Knox Culpepper.
if Gunner's going to have one of those, it's because one of the wide receivers just chose to effort really hard on a play and beats the defender to Gunner and gets a solid seal block, runs it into the end zone.
Mississippi State, a lot of multiple fronts. It's key that the center be dialed. Drew diagnoses the Dogs' defense. Bobo and Bunch play a missed assignment-free football game. You heard it here first.
Those were things you dreamed of last year.
That's
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
would
man.
I ever?
That's when you have to wait to see if it actually happens. You got to go back and watch the tape.
Yeah.
You can't just watch the game and go, they didn't miss any assignments.
That's a Film Guy Network.
Classic Kirby saying, I don't know, I got to watch the tape.
Yeah, that's a Film Guy only.
PFF literally does this for you. They tell you if anybody
My bad.
blows
You're
their
right.
assignment.
My bad. It's on me, guys.
It's right there.
Should have forgot. How could I forget the higher than almighty PFF?
Hey, don't be taking shots at PFF.
I didn't.
Yeah.
On paper, that was honestly it's a great quote from me. Higher and almighty PFF. I look like their biggest supporter on a quote.
Yeah. Any more?
I do.
I got
This
one
one
more
isn't
as well.
as wild and out there as C.J. Allen having 20 tackles, but I do want to put this prediction out there. I did it last week, and it rang true. I think it's going to do so again. Georgia's defense has a repeat performance on third down this week against Mississippi State. I think it is absolutely crucial, but I think it'll actually the reason why is because Mississippi State very committed to the run. I think Georgia one of the best teams against the run in this conference. So I don't know if they're just going to be able to work their way into third and shorts all day if that's their game plan. That's been their game plan this year. I think Georgia's done a good job of keeping minimizing people's run games, and I think they're going to do it at Mississippi State. It's going to force them into some unmanageable third down situations.
All right, my final, unless it doesn't happen. We have heard, and we heard when we were getting Zachariah Branch say, hey, this guy is dynamic with the football in his hands. He proved us right.
Power return.
We've also heard that he's an incredible return specialist, and while it has been proven by the way that teams kick at him, they are scared shitless, I think we haven't seen the full potential or it has been realized in the red and black. Give me Saturday that notion ending. Zachariah Branch earns his first punt or kick return touchdown of the season. You heard it here
Is
first.
anyone dumb enough to do it, though? Nobody has.
I mean, it's got
Maybe
to.
a oopsie poopsie.
Oh.
I didn't change
know?
the cameras.
Maybe a oopsie poopsie. Maybe it didn't mean to. Oops, my bad. Oh, poopsie. It's going back the other way. You know? Maybe one of those.
The classic oopsie poopsie.
The classic oopsie poopsie, Jonathan.
The very well-known oopsie poopsie in football.
You never know. My oopsie poopsie.
The wheel of topics.
Let's go ahead and spin. Hey, first time
Dust
debut.
her off.
First time, long time.
Yeah.
Since like beginning of August, probably.
Ooh, what do we got? What is Georgia's? Oh, Georgia player you are confident will ball. Zachariah Branch has got to be the answer here. C.J. Allen got to be the answer here. I think Quintavious Johnson has been a consistent football player for this team all season long. But I'm hoping for the ultimate ceiling of this football team that it's Noah Thomas this weekend.
Ooh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think I was kind of surprised. I figured you were going to go with a running back here, considering how gappable they are and how much that they've struggled in the running game. But Zachariah Branch is going to ball out until further notice.
Also, I mean, he is the run game. You know? I mean, that's an extension of the run game. All right, let's see what we got next. Let's play 3 solid rounds of Wheel of Topics right here. We got more likely to happen. C.J. Allen, 10 tackles, or UGA, 200 yards rushing. Both of them.
Both.
But which way, if you had to pick only one?
200 yards rushing.
Okay.
Maybe a stay away from 3 type of football game. And they do run a lot of off-tackle stuff, and a lot of their yardage passing-wise is outside of the extended box area. So it could be a let's keep the ball away from 3 game.
Okay.
You know?
For sure.
I mean, who else would you try to stay away from on this defense?
52.
Hard to stay away
you
from the
can't
guy
stay
that's
away from
hard
him.
to stay away from the guy that's in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I
man.
was going to say, it's hard to
You
stay
know?
away from C.J. Allen.
Hard to stay
Maybe
away from the
Dalen?
linebacker. Yeah, maybe Dalen. I mean, they do.
Yeah.
They hunt the other kid. So let's go one more here on Wheel of Topics before we go to our final thoughts here on this foosball game. Is this Georgia's biggest concern?
It's either biggest advantage or disadvantage.
Georgia's biggest disadvantage. Explosives, probably. Now, you're an efficient offense, and you're relatively decent at explosives, but they can be great in the explosives department. So that could be – I think this is the only recipe for success for Mississippi State with regards to winning the game.
How do you think that defensive back speed measures up to their speed on the wide receiver?
Nobody can run with these dudes.
Okay.
Nobody.
So that I would say that's probably their biggest disadvantage in that.
Yeah, and that sorry to cut you off again. That leads to the explosives. That's where it's going to come from.
Right.
It's going to come from those guys running by you.
I mean, if it comes down to it, honestly, just chuck it up 15. Just pull the James Franklin. Just James Franklin and say, let's just
throw it in the air.
let's
hope somebody comes down with it.
But no, when you've got receivers that fast that you believe can run by defensive back groups, like you're going to see some shots from Mississippi State, I would anticipate.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are 17 hours into content at this point in the week, and it is time to give you our final thoughts on this football game between Mississippi State and your Georgia Bulldogs. If you're watching us right now on Upload, we are live Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour is dedicated specifically to the Georgia Bulldogs. Boys, final thoughts on this football game. I want to go last because I've got the game plan for the win. How about that?
Ooh, okay.
Yep. Offense and defense. So go ahead, boys. Give me your final thoughts on this football game and try not to spoil too many of the good ones.
No, I got you. I'll give you three simple things, or not simple things, but three key things that I think you need to do in this game. And if you do so, I think you will win. Number one, don't pile up the mistakes. I think that they're inevitable at this point. Like you're going to have explosives happen against you, especially against an offense like this that is just going to continue to take them, continue to try. So don't pile them up, though. So if you give up a 40-yard pass against Mississippi State, don't pile it on top of getting beat again for a quick touchdown, like a 3-play touchdown drive from Mississippi State. Don't pile up the mistakes in this one. If you do, you're going to get into some trouble, or it could get problematic for you rather quickly. Lean into their struggles. Time of possession you've talked about, where Mississippi State, despite how good and efficient they have been on offense before, they can pile up drives where they go 3 and out rather quickly. You could then dominate the time of possession in this game offensively if you just lean into their struggle. They're not very great against the run. Lean into that. Just lean into their weaknesses here. Offensive line, a bit problematic for this offense as well. Lean into that one. I know that we know what it is about Georgia's pass rushing unit and how they're not getting home, and they're one of the worst teams in the conference when it comes to sacks, but just lean into that as much as you can. Like, make that pocket as dirty as possible at the very least for a quarterback that isn't very tall. So, like, make the pocket dirty as much as possible. And then the final one I want to add on is you have the ability to dictate how this game goes. Like, the odds of you dictating how this game goes is way better than the odds of Mississippi State dictating this game, where if they can explosive their way to a win, or if they can make this a track meet, if they can do that, that's a whole lot harder to do against a defense that does a great job of limiting explosives, as opposed to Georgia, who can dominate time of possession, which Mississippi State does not do a good job of, running the ball, which Mississippi State's defense does not do a good job of, and getting off the field. More importantly, Mississippi State's defense doesn't do a good job of that. Georgia, you do a better job of consistently getting that defense off the field, especially in this game compared to the opponent. So you have the ability to really dictate this game, and more avenues than Mississippi State does. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, coming into this week and talking about this game and the lead up to it, I think everyone in the national media and the outside media has really circled, hey, this is the trap game for Georgia. This is where you think you can kind of look past them and look at Texas coming to town next week and it'll get you. And they're right. This is all the makings of a trap game. It's an 11 a.m. local kick. It's a tough SEC team. The record's not very good. There's all the factors that point to this could be a trap game. But there's something weird going on within the fan base, and this usually happens and indicates to me that it's not a trap game. When Georgia fans themselves are at least showing respect to their opponent in this regard, last week no one was sweating Florida at all, it felt like. There were a couple people saying, it's a rivalry game, anything could happen. But no one came into Jacksonville last week and thought, there's a chance Georgia loses this game. Obviously that game played out like it did, and it surprised a lot of people. That's not happening this week. I don't feel like, me personally, with the Georgia fans I've interacted with the Twitter posts I've seen, that we are going into this game thinking Mississippi State's not a good football team. They're not going to win. They've lost X amount of games. They just got their first SEC win last week against Arkansas. We're going to kill these guys. The Georgia fan base has respected this opponent. The Georgia coaching staff has obviously respected this opponent. And for that reason, I don't feel like it's going to be a trap game. There's obviously a lot of reasons as to why Georgia could make things hairy. They've seemed to find a way to do it in all their SEC opponents. But I trust the fact that you've got a defense that is slowly but surely learning more and more about itself. I would say that outside of the Kentucky game, they had one of their best performances to date against Florida. A couple of busts in the back end and short fields screwed them over points-wise, but that was the Georgia defense, or it had moments that I really thought resembled what we saw in those earlier years with Kirby Smart. I have trust that Georgia's going to be able to get after the quarterback in this game, limit the explosives enough, and lean on a Mississippi State defense that doesn't necessarily defend against the run well. I'm trusting Georgia in this, and I feel like it's not the trap game. That said, if you do lose this game, your season is not over, but things get very, very tight from there on out. So don't make this the one.
All right, well, let's find out how to not make this the one. All right, let's find out how to get the win here. Let's talk about the game plan. Offensively, let's start there. You talked about it. The run game is going to be there. I know that. I feel like I know that about this matchup. However, what I don't know is if we can get out to a hot start like we did against Ole Miss. Can we get out to a hot offensive start? And how do we do that? Well, we've got to hunt explosive wins early in these zone coverages that Mississippi State runs. So I want to see a lot of 3-by-1 formations on Saturday, a lot of unsymmetrical formations because they play symmetrical zone defense, right? I want to see a lot of flood concepts into those zone coverages. I want to see attack, downfield explosive measurements, right? I want to see a lot of box off of what is ultimately going to be a good screen game because you got a good screen game. I know you do. Y'all have hit fake screen, deep passing explosives in every single one of these football games over the last several weeks. That's got to remain in this football game because we know you're going to be able to run, or at least you should be able to run and lean on these people. So lean on that heavy run game and methodical possession work that you get going on when the defense has stacked 3 and outs, right? When the defense gets that offense up off the field quickly and Mississippi State's defense now has to go back onto the field and you've already scored, hey, that's the time to start milking. That's the time to start being methodical. That's the time to go 15 plays and score. But to open this sucker, let's be aggressive. Let's get out and after these guys early on offensively. This Mississippi State defense plays 70 snaps per game, usually, right? So you have the opportunity, especially in the second half, to absolutely get these guys and rack up the amount of time that they're on the field and, more importantly, the amount of snaps that they play. Just envision this. The second half opens this way. Georgia goes on a 15-play scoring drive, all right, to open the second half. Defense goes out and gets a quick stop. Whether it's 3 plays, 4 plays, 5 plays, who gives a damn? They get the ball back. Now you go another 15-play drive. Now all of a sudden, Mississippi State's defense has been on the field for 30 snaps in a quarter span. That's how they get gassed immediately, right? It's stacking these snaps on a consistent basis. That right there will ultimately gash these guys late with the run game. But we got to gash them early with these deep, aggressive zone of principle attacking concepts offensively. Let's go over to the defensive side of the football, okay? We talk all the time with these types of offenses. The number one thing, the number one key to having success against this type of offense, whether it be Tennessee, whether it be Ole Miss, or whether it be Mississippi State, what is it, boys? Get your cleats in the ground. You got to get your cleats in the ground. You got to get ready to take the snap, okay? Because if we're not, if they will catch us sleeping. They will sneak something on us. They will hit us with an explosive. They will hit us with an explosive run, 10, 12, 13 yards that's earned off the fact that we were not ready. We can't allow that to happen against these types of offenses. Every single time we go to prepare for them, we got to be ready to get our cleats in the ground, right? And we got to do what we do up front at the University of Georgia, which is stop runs with light counts, because Lord knows we got to protect this back end right about now, all right? We have got to be able to keep safeties out of the box. We've got to be able to keep safeties' eyes on Brennan Thompson and Anthony Evans, because if they're not, if they're 1 second, 1 step into the box, they're beat. And when you get beat against these guys, you're getting beat for 65 or 70. So we can't allow that to happen. We got to be Georgia. All right, we got to be Georgia in the run defensive part of this game. And if we do, we will 100% create a one-dimensional offense for Mississippi State, and that will ultimately lead to our offense getting more possessions than we could ever dream of as an offense. Guys, Texas got 18 offensive possessions against this defense, 2 weeks ago, okay? You can do the same thing to them if we have the opportunity to get off the field quickly, and that leads me to my next point. We got to stack 3 and outs at least twice in this football game. We've got to have moments as a defense where we get them off the field. We're so good on 1st and 2nd down that they're in a 3rd and 12, and they have no idea how to win there. So we get our offense the ball back. Our offense walks in on a defense that's real bad against run defense or run offenses, and then we get the ball back 3 and out them again. We will milk that defensive depth and defensive fight and energy over there from Mississippi State, okay? We could take 6 snaps in a quarter if our offense does that, honest to God. I think there's a moment in this football game where if we stack defensively a couple 3 and outs, we might play 6 snaps in an entire 15-minute quarter. It can happen like that, okay? But we got to get off the field. And most importantly, got to tackle these guys. Got to tackle them. Now, I know that's every game, but these guys particularly. Number 6, their backup running back, really, really good. I felt like he gave Texas nightmares for weeks to come. And Anthony Evans is great after the catch as well. And Brendan Thompson, just hard to catch.
What you're getting at there with stacking 3 and outs and Georgia's offense going on long drives, that's exactly the formula that they've used in previous years to beat Tennessee. They would do it numerous times against Tennessee in those matchups where Tennessee goes 3 and out, Georgia takes a long drive, gets a touchdown. Tennessee gets the ball back, goes 3 and out again. Georgia gets the ball back, puts points on the board again.
It's my biggest my biggest issue with these offenses. It's not that they're gimmicky. It's not that they don't translate to Sunday ball. It's none of that. It's that they do not lead to complementary football. And I think complementary football is needed nowadays because we're not good enough on either side of the ball to leave one of them out there that long.
Well, it's not even that. Statistically speaking, you're going to put your defense on the field more because you're either exploding with quick touchdown scores or you're getting off the field quickly. So the inability to sustain drives has always put defenses in compromising positions.
By the way, everything you've ever heard about difficulty with regards to hotel booking in Starkville, Mississippi, 100% true. I've been let know Georgia's not staying in Starkville. I'm not telling you where they're staying, but they ain't staying in Starkville. So we are, though.
Oh.
About 20 miles outside of Starkville.
Nice.
Because the joke is that there's only 2 hotels in that town. I don't know if that's the case, but I know Marriott was trying to charge me $600.
Oh, it must have been
for a single night.
Yeah, for a trip out for a noon kickoff game.
I mean, the Marriott properties have nicer, but
this is the standard ops Marriott.
Yeah.
This is the OG Marriott.
Well,
$600.
Would you like to help pay that bill and hit the Super Chubs real quick?
Would I ever? Just to let you know, boys, we will sleep in the truck before we pay $600 for a one-night hotel room.
I don't disagree.
Understandable.
With that. We ended at shout out to my little cousin. No, we ended with Hootie Hoos. Reality_witness says, "Go Dogs, sick 'em. Boys, give 'em a bark."
Woof.
Oh boy. Reality_witness also says this is the best college football show on YouTube. That's a fact. That's just not even a comment, not even an opinion, just stone cold fact. Austin Doe says, any way we could get the best bet segment back.
I think we did it last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
So it's been on. It's every week we do best bets. Stank Cheese says about to hit 81 to 100K before the end of the season. We're about to hit 81K by the end of the night. So yeah, we better hit 100K by the end of the season. I want to hit 100K before the turn of the year. That's what I want to do. Over the next 2 months, 19,000. That's all we need to do. And I think we can do it.
Absolutely.
With your help, okay? I need your help. All right, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.